Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Battle Cattle Does Satisfactory this week. And we are doing moving on from the last stream, which was basically maths for 3 hours, and maths and planning. We've got the plans now. Now we need to start implementing them.
We haven't finished the maths.
We haven't finished the maths. Bugger.
More maths. Sorry, Dave. Yes, it was a black screen. It was auto-saving.
I thought we were at the point where we could start building stuff at the end of last week.
Nearly.
There's a
couple of things left.
Okay,
I'll bring up the thing in a
we
minute,
better get on. And first of all, I've got to sort of introduce everybody who's here, who's in the chat. We've got Vimus, who this week is Batman because he owns the computer that we're playing on. Expired Minotaur, who is let's say Cyborg, because he's actually controls our server for the Tuesday nights. Gerbil, who I'm pulling these out of thin air, who's, let's say, Martian Manhunter, because he's going to go off and do his own thing for the bulk of the stream. And Arasok, who is Flash, because he's not always around when you need him, and sometimes too quickly. And myself as Aquaman, because it's all going over my head. It's the wrong gag. It should have been in too deep. I fucked that gag up completely.
That's fine. The gag is fucked successfully. Congratulations.
Well, there you go. That's what we do. So let's.
Anyone?
What? Sorry.
Quote ad.
Quote ad.
Quote ad Vimus.
Oh dear.
Why me? It's always me.
The gag is fucked successfully.
Nobody knows.
Right. Yeah. So we better get back to where we were, and that means using the man tubes because.
Well, the human tubes are here. Yeah. Now
or the train. We've got an option to use a train, but we're stood right next to the man tube, so.
We are next to the man tubes. We came over here to look at the trains because
we did at the end of last
very exciting
stream,
and they're very colourful. And Gerbil's doing more. I think maybe Arizok's doing more as well. I don't know.
I am also. Everything I'm doing tonight is train related.
What we'll do then is we're going to try and load the map up while we head back. Good evening, Dave. How are you?
What we're going to do now is attain lag.
What is the command again for the FPS thing, please? I've forgotten.
It is
FPS.
Yes.
Because I can't do it in a human tube.
No.
Damn it! I can't do that. Huh?
You can.
No.
I've just done it.
Oh, how? Why is it not working?
If you open your console.
I can't open the console. That's what I mean. I can't open the console in the man tube. That sounds weird.
Okay, that does sound weird.
But it's true. Honest Gov. By the way,
tempted to say I didn't know there was a console in the man tube, but
there's a special console in the man tube. Yes.
Pressed the little tilde thing, and the thing came up. It was.
You're being
easy.
Well.
Are you going slower because you've reached civilization and suddenly the map's loading in?
I don't know. I'm. Could be the game. It could be anything. Really.
I'm a bit behind you,
and I'm
a bit behind you. And I'm just at that point where we were all crashing the other week.
Oh, you've arrived. No, the
next bit.
You're on the next bit. I still can't get the console up. Excellent. That's what I like to see.
What button are you pushing?
Are you pressing the right button?
The button I configured it to, which is F6, and it's not working. So either have to press that or the other one.
How strange.
Well, there you go. I'll come back to that.
We do need to check this out because it's an
important
part of whether or not the game
works. What's up with Vimus's computer with low FPS?
Yes. Because it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
It should not be. All I can see is train stations being built right now. I can see.
You've got
okay.
An NVIDIA graphics card, right?
I have an NVIDIA graphics card.
So have I.
Is the screen refresh rate set correctly in the NVIDIA console?
Oh, that's a thought.
And in Windows.
Is that can be set in? How many places do you need to set it?
Oh, there's like 4.
Yeah,
every setting.
Windows can set the screen display, and so can NVIDIA. So,
which one should you? So they both fight each other.
Not really, but yes.
Complement each other.
Compliment.
Very good. Are you very good? Yes, I'm very good. Are you very good? You're excellent.
If you make sure you set them to both the same thing, you should be all right.
Oh, I'm inside. I'm inside the thing.
I'm at our old storage at the moment. I don't know where we're going for the next bit.
Well, actually, I've gone too far.
You've gone too far!
Yeah, I just realised we've gone too far.
Where do we need to
Both
be?
of us have.
Oh, we
Although
might have done, actually.
I know the answer is as well. That's the problem. So I'll bring up the once I got to where I'm going to arrive with you now. Before we go anywhere else.
Where do we need to be?
Oh, I've
no,
arrived.
yeah,
Right,
you do your console stuff. That's.
I'm gonna. Well, not just that. I'm gonna quickly check that, but I'm gonna. Oh God. Well, I like the fact the names on the man tubes don't actually relate to where they're going.
No.
it's excellent. You had no idea what they mean. No clue.
No,
Hyper,
right.
hyper, you're pretty and I like you. That's excellent.
That's a song quote.
It is. No, I'm good with that. If they build it, they will come. Of course.
Where
this is
are
true.
you? I can't actually see you.
I'm
must
right
be...
behind. I'm going to stand behind you, right in your
there
face.
you are. There you are. Right. Yes, I can see you now.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, there we go. So I was hidden in the grass.
Oh, that makes more sense.
It does.
Right. So
Now,
what's your frame rate saying?
Right, with the frame rate, I can't tell you because obviously the button's not working, and that's excellent.
Oh,
so that means I won't be able to tell tonight.
So can you press if you press the tilde?
I can tell you it's not good.
Which is the one that most people press. Does that?
Yeah,
change
no,
anything?
I programmed it away from that, and of course none of the buttons are working now.
This is an interesting thing. Last week I changed my layout from windowed to no, it wasn't. It was full screen to windowed full screen because it was having a bit of a problem with Windows, which we'll come to later.
I'm on windowed full screen as well. I've been on that for a long time.
And I had to change it again this week. Maybe because there was an update at the end of last week, wasn't there?
Not on this version.
Not on this one, no, it wasn't.
Not on this version. No. Let me just check the keybinds. The keybind isn't in the main keybinds, is it, for this?
No, it's only in the Kung Fu files.
Which is really annoying.
Yes.
I mean, let me just check. I'm going to check my thingy. Bear with me when I say my thingy.
You place it. If you push the button twice, it should bring up the full screen console. And
yes.
Yeah, which did last week.
There you go. That's the full screen console. If anyone wants to see it.
What's the file it's kept in again? I've forgotten. It's bloody cool.
I don't know. You're the one that was changing the files.
I was messing around with my configs. I'm the one that broke everything. No, I didn't break everything. Let me just check the modifiers.
My frame rate's down at like 20 today.
Yeah, mine doesn't feel good, I admit. It doesn't feel very good at all.
Really bad, but it's probably still got streams open as well.
Oh, there you go then.
Well, no, it just depends where I stand. There's just some areas which are really low FPS.
Well, there will be. Mine's between 60 and 62.
Mine jumps up to like 50s, 60s point now.
It feels like it's in the mid-20s at the moment for me. That's that compared to last week. It feels like that.
Well, that's better than last week when it was what 15, something like that.
It was 15. The console's finally working again.
Oh, cool.
I went into the main menu and came out again. So what was the command? It was FPS something.
Stat FPS.
Stat or stats?
Stat.
Singular.
There we go. Was I right? The answer is no. I was wrong. 14. There you go.
Well, there we go.
Excellent.
That's
so I think I know what the problem
not
is.
Good.
I think I know the problem is.
Are you capped at 60? Did we set that so that you're?
We did. We sorted all that stuff out. But once again, even though we've moved my XSplit across to run on my CPU, which it's doing, my graphics card is still running at 7.4 out of 8 gig. So I wonder if it's a limitation on the something else is eating up the GPU RAM again, which is why.
No, that'd be the game. That'd be the game. Likely, you need to lower your graphics settings.
It's just why I turn around
makes
and
no
say I'm running at
sense.
60 FPS.
Why does it make no sense?
What
because
card
the
are you on?
graphics card's capable
Jebble?
of running it on an Ultra. I can run this in Ultra without anything running off the
I believe
background.
it's a 1080i.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I used to run. But
It's capable of running in Ultra when.
What I can do.
Yeah,
what I'll do.
You need VRAM free to actually have the
I know what
stream
I'm
with.
going to do. Well, you shouldn't need it for the stream because I switched that off. But that doesn't matter.
You
What I'm
won't
gonna
need
do-
it on the GPU, but you'll need it on your.
Let's do
CPU.
something really
You'll still
extreme.
need some.
I'm going to go
You'll
really
still need
mega
some
extreme.
RAM because you're still
This
pushing
all-
it through the graphics card. You're just not using the.
Right, here we go. If this doesn't work, then
With wrapping tea and crumpets.
then It hasn't worked. I don't
My
think.
mum had a coffee morning this morning. They do it once a month. The old women in
Yeah.
the street get together, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have a coffee morning. Well, Mum hosted it this month, and
Right,
there
okay.
is so much bloody cake left over.
Oh.
I never
We don't want
thought
bloody
I would
cake.
complain about cake, but we're drowning in it. It's terrible.
Well, here's oh my word. Here's something that I've just changed, and you'll appreciate. And now this will make me scratch my head even more, which is
Oh,
brilliant.
is this what happened the other week when you lowered your settings and it's gone up?
No, the
worse.
stats have not changed at all. I have gone from running at 256 to 2560 by 1440
Yeah.
down to 1920 by 1080. I've gone that far. I've
Yeah.
gone. It should massively bump the FPS up. It's made no difference at all, and the RAM is the same on the graphics card.
Well, it might be.
You might need
Unless,
the game to restart to.
well, it didn't say so.
fully-
But what's funny is I wonder if XSplit's lying. I wonder
What
if
do you
XSplit's
mean that
taking
it's
the
not
GPU.
actually doing? It's yeah.
I wonder if it's just decided, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to run on the GPU whether you tell me or not.
Well, what's your GPU usage like in Task Manager? Oh, they removed that in.
In
No,
11,
the GPU
no, it's still there.
The GPU,
Oh,
it's there,
hidden. Yeah.
but the processes, I don't know if you can see it on the process list, can you? Oh, there we
Yeah,
go. So, power usage is very high, because obviously it would be. Oh, guess what?
What?
No, that can't be right.
What?
It's a GPU column that you should be able to show.
Yeah, I'm looking at the GPU column. This is fantastic. I mean, you just click on the game again to move around, so it forces. Satisfactory is not using my GPU apparently, which is a complete balls lie.
Interest. Is that?
Is that the problem? Is everything going through your CPU?
Is it running the wrong graphics card?
Have you've got a
That's-
second graphics card, or are you
No,
you mean the onboard?
I've got a CPU, haven't I? That
Right,
can't
yeah,
be the
you've
case.
got
No. That,
It depends. Does the CPU have an onboard graphics?
well,
well,
I
they all
don't
do,
think
don't
it
they?
does actually.
No,
Not all
no,
of them,
no.
Some
Mine-
of them do.
Mine doesn't.
I
So
don't think mine does. Let me just double check. Does the 5900 have a? I don't think the 5900 does it?
depends on what letters it has at the end.
Yes, I agree.
Let me just check. I'm gonna just confirm something. Check all of those. Oh, go away. Right. Does it? It just says max thermal overclocking boost clock. It doesn't mention anything about being a graphics card. That would be hilarious if it was running. If this is genuinely running off the CPU, I'll be amazed. From that point of view, that'd be really weird. Somebody else can maybe have another look, but I don't think. I wouldn't know how to change it.
My Satisfactory is using 80% of my GPU.
So, my Satisfactory is using none of my GPU apparently. It's using XSplit's using 10%, and Epic Games Launcher is using 2%.
Yeah, that's worrying.
So that might be the root cause of our problem, or my problem rather. In that, if I look at genuinely, it's not even in the options, is it? If I go to video, there's no option to choose a different graphics card. It's just pick a resolution.
Satisfactory is using 10% of my CPU.
CPU or GPU.
CPU. 10% of my CPU.
We're talking
Oh.
about GPU.
This is GPU. So if you go further across to the right on your list of
You might have to
settings,
show it.
can I show that? I probably could show that.
No, you
this is
might have to right click to show it.
Oh right, it might not be available immediately. So this is probably what the problem is. So I'm getting no FPS because of something weird with my graphics. Then, if that's the case, that's fantastic. This has gone from being a make Satisfactory, build stuff, to what the fuck's wrong with Vim's system.
Yeah.
It has.
Sorry everybody.
I've also just realised that I'm messing up my stream as well at the moment because I'm
How?
overlaying your stream on top of mine.
Oh God, sorry people. Well, I was going to show everybody the build menu we've got to deal with tonight. But I'll do that in a
Which
second.
Would have been useful.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's just do that anyway, because it doesn't matter. I can't fix this now because I don't know what the hell's gone wrong. I don't know where to find it. So, I'm going to leave it in the resolution I've set it to. So apologies if the quality goes down a little bit, but it's mostly for my benefit than anybody else's anyway. So I'm going to leave that running in the background. I'm going to go across the right screen. I'm going to press this button here, which is on my deck now. There it is. Right.
Right. Open up your console.
On what?
On Satisfactory.
Oh, let's put that back away again. Okay.
You should be able to run a command called r.graphics adapter.
R dot. Oh, how fit? Autosave. I can't do it while it's autosaving. Okay. Autosaving 1. Let's find this out, people. Let's find this out. While I do this, I need to just quickly tab into a different window while I'm doing that.
Right, just
Take
tells
off
you the
studio
number,
mode.
actually.
Now, I should have. Yes, I can bring in Vimus's stream over the top, so I can watch Vimus's
You can
stream.
merge.
I can merge.
What was the thing you mentioned? R dot what?
Graphics adapter.
Tab go. Well, that just made my screen smaller.
Huh?
That just resized my gaming window to.
When using
1920.
security graphics.
Did it? Well,
I just resized my screen. You can't tell on the stream. I apologise.
Yeah, but if you open up the console again fully, it should show you the result of that command.
A second then. So if I double press that, like this.
We're watching this on
Last
screen
set
right
by. So apologies. This So there we go.
There should be a number for it.
Press enter. -1.
Yeah, mine's -1 as well. So. I
Yeah.
don't know what, but
We don't know what that means, though, does it?
Either that or my graphics card is so powerful that it doesn't register. But then that wouldn't make no sense.
Mine's saying -1 as well.
Oh, God. It implies that it's the right one. That's what we're saying.
It
well,
kind of.
the thing about changing it in a setting to make it change what it uses, but
I mean, the chance. I mean, I can't remember. Somebody can find out if 5900X has got a standard 5900X that is, has got a built-in GPU. I don't think it does. It shouldn't use it anyway because it's not plugged in. It's not got any monitors plugged into it. If it has. Should we just play some games?
Is it an AMD?
It is an AMD, yes.
Yeah, AMD will have G in its name if it's got graphics.
So mine does not then, if that's the case.
Oh.
Lovely. So at least we know that I'm using the right
So now
card,
I-
but for some reason it's not using the card. Not properly anyway.
So I put a G in my parents' PC.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you did. So for
Yeah,
some
okay.
strange reason, it's brilliant. I mean, what more could you want? I've got the weird. It's gone weird. I like the fact it's gone weird, but you know what? Let's do some calculations because otherwise,
Yes, because
Not
that's
getting
what
anything done
people
tonight.
want to see.
yeah, I want to see that. Yes, I want more maths. There is the maths screen. If I make it a bit bigger so everybody can see it, there we go.
Right, okay, math screen.
Maths
got,
screen is up. Oh God, I got to zoom.
Right.
I'll go
Now
around it in different.
Now
routes.
I've got your stream is streaming on my stream about 15 seconds later than the stream. So
Okay.
yes, but I can see your stream, which I can't normally. So that's fun.
Excellent. Well, there you go. So Satisfactory Tools is open, and the things that are on that little layout in green, and you have to zoom in a lot to see them, so I'll go through them. I'll read them out first. Are the things we're trying to output. We're going to try and make as arbitrary numbers that we've picked up from doing other things along the way.
Which is motors at the top.
So motors is the first one, computers, supercomputers, and we're going to get some status out of this as well.
Ooh.
At the moment, certainly, because we need them to make electromagnetic control rods. Because of the recipes we've chosen, we've messed about with recipes. We've plugged some nice recipes in. Some alternates are in there. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 alternate recipes in. Actually, there's one for batteries as well. But these all require inputs, which we've been researching. So last week we researched how many rotors we needed for the motors, rubber we wanted to put in, AR limiters we were going to put in. Funnily enough, high-speed connectors were in the list as well, but we don't actually need any at the moment for this recipe setup. So you might end up using some of those later. There's some plastic to input, some alclad sheets, and if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see there's our required target numbers. But if I move to the items tab on the right-hand side, you'll see what we set as our maximum inputs, what things we know we can find in the system. Although I know one of those numbers is slightly lower than it should be. I think it's because we took something out of it. That's what available to this particular set of factories, let's say. You've got rotors and high-speed connectors and all sorts of other random stuff in there. If I go back to production, the things we want to find out this week and then start building, we need to work out where we're going to get the quartz from. We need quartz crystal.
It was
So
the status and the...
Yep. What recipe we're going to use for status?
No, do we already have them?
Yep, that's so we can switch them off. So that whole section.
Wire, we need to work out what we've got available.
Yes. So let's just pick one. Let's go status first.
Yeah, it's those two main inputs. We know that we're going to get new quartz in.
The chances are I might have to make a new Satisfactory because I think the most we've got is in Ari stuff. So if I tab out of this and we go back to the game.
Yes, we were looking at Ari's stuff and...
There we go. So...
Okay.
Oh yeah, because you added in
game.
the extra 48 because that's what Ari needs.
Yes. He needs
So that's
48.
working out the size of the stator factory that we need to do.
Yes. So the question is what state recipe we're going to use, I guess, and then have we got the materials for it?
What are we currently using? What are we currently producing?
Let's go find out. So, Mr. S.
I mean, it's all going to be on whether or not it's better to do wire or quick wire, isn't it?
That we'll come back to. I think we're
Well,
stuck to
no,
wire on
the-
that. We
the
know
reason-
it's going to be wire.
The reason that I was saying that is because surely that means we need to check out what wire we've got first before we do status, because the stator recipe relies on the wire.
Well, we need to look at what we've already got first
Yes,
second.
to know
We'll check
whether we need to actually change it.
but that was
Yeah,
one of
like-
And how
the
much
things that we said we need to do.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. If I back this up a touch, if I rearrange this slightly, you are right. The wire goes to two different places.
Yeah.
The wire actually, if I rearrange this ever so slightly on my screen now, I'll redo this layout because there's sulfur to go into this as well later. So the wire is going to actually feed stators and batteries.
See, there's its own copper supply, ingot supply over here.
Yeah. So let's go and have a look. I mean, because at the moment we're using a standard recipe for stators. We might change that. We know what the output we require is. We've got a target, so let's go find out. Right. Oh, it's so nice being back in the game where you can fly without falling.
Isn't that
in-
Minecraft? You can fly without falling.
Well, it is now.
No, what I mean by this
It
is that
didn't
I've been
used to
playing
be.
my own.
Oh.
I've been playing my own build last
Is
few
it
days.
is it a
and
very early build because you're on update 8?
No, it's not update 8, but what it doesn't have, it doesn't. I'm on
How many stages
Mark,
do you need, Varus?
Mark 4 belts, 48. And,
no,
I don't.
that 48 plus, that's what Ari requires.
That should be total of everything we require. Everything.
No,
we require.
it's not.
Oh,
Look at the graph again.
back to the picture.
To the future.
There should be
This is-
48 going into that green block and then some going out somewhere else.
Oh, 15. Sorry, my apologies. Yes,
So the total is
63.
63. We are
Mm-hmm.
currently making 60.
Oh, you're taking the piss.
We have
Overclocked
12
or not
machines. We have 12 machines making 5 per minute.
Hold on a minute.
Whereabouts are they?
Right in the back corner.
Right in the back corner.
Looking for the milestone.
Here.
Are those?
we're
That's the Ari machines, isn't it?
We're on our
Yes.
way. There's the Arian machines.
Yeah, but this is what I was looking at what Ari was making. 'Cause
Right. Yeah.
I believe that's what the 48 were calculated from, right?
Yes.
No.
Were
Those
they?
odd 48 on that
Oh,
thing is
right,
from-
okay, yeah,
From this, I believe.
I'm just trying to see what our because our own.
So where else are we consuming them? Because we're
I
we're consuming them here, but the motors are pretty much solidly blocked up.
He's looking. Oh, the lag is real. Sorry, I'm in right in the middle of the factory, so it gets a bit glitchy for me. Let me just go down here a second.
Funnily enough, I'm fine.
I can't imagine why. Where is this going? Why is this going here? That's the wrong way. Oh, a second. No.
What's the wrong way?
Now that's interesting. So is that all coming from Ari's side? Is that the only state of production we've got right now? It is, isn't it?
It can't be. Surely we had other state of
No,
production.
no, we did, but I think we got rid of it.
So it's all coming from this.
Yeah, it's plumbed across the factory. I think I'm just checking it now. That is supplying our motors. I think we deleted the. Yeah, I think we migrated
no,
all.
you might have done. Yeah.
We've migrated everything across the ARI supply because we had enough.
So the question is, do we want to leave the ARI supply alone,
Now,
or
was it-
do we want a separate factory and then
Well,
disconnect the ARI supply?
Expand this one, wasn't it?
Well, the whole idea was
I don't know.
to
That's what I'm
tidy up the
asking.
mess.
Yes.
That was
But
the
are
original
we-
intention.
This is
My
why
son-
the 48 got put in a spreadsheet, was because we got put on the graph.
So we're going to
We're
rebuild
going
it,
to
yeah.
use Ari's one.
Well, the 48's an output.
So
Yes,
what we're
that's the output for Ari's stuff. So
No,
we're
no, no,
already using
that's-
48 elsewhere
what
That's
we're
not what I
in a
saying though.
different factory.
What we're
Yeah,
saying
we
though
need-
is that we need a few more per minute.
What I think that the aim was, or what my mental aim was to rebuild the status.
That's a hell of a lot to rebuild if you see how many factories supply that.
Yeah.
I don't know how many factories supply that. You have to tell me.
Well, you'd have to come over. You need to come and look
I'm
at
heading.
Oh
what
no,
you're
but yeah, we're
rebuilding.
going down to Ari's place now.
I'm in the ARI zone.
Harry.
Can you ping for me again, please? Thank you very much. Perfect.
Harry, have you got all the trains?
That's a strange
I've got one.
Okay. Oh, okay. There's one on the way back. Right. Okay.
Right, okay, yeah.
Fine.
This is status.
Yeah, so he's
It
got his
is-
own separate steel and wire supply.
It
away
is
from the other
nice to
ones.
see
Yeah.
that whilst some of us are
And then everything's coming from this factory and the factory all the way over there.
whilst some of us are doing maths and trying to engineer buildings and stuff, Ari and Gerbil are basically using Satisfactory as a giant train set at the moment.
Yeah, I think we should.
Absolutely.
They're basically playing Hornby.
I think
Thomas
they
Tank
might have a
Engine.
better idea than we do.
Welcome to a factory game. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So hang on, we've got
This was the problem, you see, because it's. We could prettify this one. We'd have to move a few
Did we
things.
say we're making 65 and we need 68?
You could overclock one of them, and then you get the number we need.
Yeah, that's what I was.
But you'd have to then overclock other parts of the system as well, because obviously we don't have enough copper and stuff.
No, we were. Yeah, of course.
Although I'm just going to check one thing. It might not matter actually, because if we're already consuming all of the. Oh no, the miner hasn't even been overclocked. So in fact, you just overclock the miner
We just overclocked the things.
and then just add more machines in. Yeah. Let me come back up here again. I must find out. Okay. It's very strange. Oh, I suddenly had 20 frames a second there for a moment. That was amazing. Yeah.
Good old 20 frames a second.
Oh, you can't beat it, can you?
You can.
So what's
60 frames a second would beat it.
Well, what we could do then, what we're saying is, if we wanted to, we could just. Okay, it's kind of. We could either repurpose this.
Is it just to be to check? Is it 68 that we need in total?
63.
63.
Go back to the picture. I'm going to go back to the diagram again because.
Right.
Just trying to see. It's 48, which is what we want.
So we need 5.25 a minute. We could overclock each thing a little bit.
I just
But
need
do we
more
have
overclockers.
stuff to supply that?
Actually,
You've
no,
got to
we-
you've got to supply all the previous supply chain.
The only thing you just supply. The thing is going to be the steel. You've got more than enough copper because we can 2.5 times the copper output, and we will do that. Which is a lot easier. In fact, we need it because our requirement for this factory, to include building of the status, is 500, nearly 600 a minute copper, which is fine because we've got it in that node. That node will push 600. The question is, do we have enough iron coal to keep up? We need
You
350
you said
of
the
each.
miner will do
600
isn't
for double-
overclocked yet.
Yeah, so it's on 240 at the moment, which means it's a normal node, isn't it? Or is that pure? That's pure, isn't it, actually? Think about it. Go back. I'll go back down underneath, have a look. If it's a pure one, then we should be... it's 240, which means... I haven't got an overclock on me, have I? Yes, I have.
Pretty sure we have enough steel pipes. There's a buffer chest that's
the
full.
Okay, I've just overclocked the miner. It is 600 max, so we've got more than enough copper there.
I think my game just crashed. I was just going to check the miners. I was just going to check the iron miners, and I crashed. There's quite a few miners over there.
Which direction was that, by the way?
Over the next factory, further back. If you follow the steel pipes back.
Autosave in 8. Okay, we'll do.
This way.
Because if we're gonna massively expand the copper production here, we're gonna need to rebuild that side anyway. So the suggestion would be is we rebuild the wire factory first.
Yeah.
And then gradually reuse the copper that's here, and then that will produce more wire. Then we'll look at the other stuff. We should be fine.
Hello, something's happened.
Autosave. Go on, say
Auto
it.
crash.
Auto crash.
Auto crash repair. Auto crash is finished. Might as well left the game.
Ari should probably be leaving the game.
No.
I haven't got. I can tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring your stream in whilst my
Okay,
stream
well-
starts again. So there's something on
So
screen.
this is the
What I've-
resources.
What I've been
I
doing.
appear to be currently working.
Yeah, you're doing all right. You're fine. Don't worry. You're good.
What I've been doing.
I've run the blame autosave command.
Excellent. You have, and it worked. It didn't
Yeah,
lag.
you did it again.
Which is sorry. So we've got 2 pure nodes over here of iron ore as well. Sorry, normal nodes of iron ore. They can do 600. In fact, what I'm going to do, because I can, I'm just going to overclock them anyway. There you go. May as well bung them in there. Don't need to, but we can use that. We can just always sync the rest of it. The only other question is whether we've got enough coal. So I'm going to go and follow the coal line and see if we've got enough coal. Is that sulfur? Yeah, it is sulfur.
I think
sulfur,
we've
which
got
is excellent.
enough coal, but we might not necessarily know that we've got enough coal.
I can tell you now we have enough coal.
Okay.
Because Ari's
because one of the
overclocked this to
things-
780.
Oh right. No, I don't think he did.
Oh, it's
I think
that coal.
I think we overclocked that to 780.
No, we did this.
Yeah.
We did that coal.
Yeah, that coal's 780. So
Isn't there on the second coal bit further back?
there might be. So we
There
can,
might
we
be,
can
yeah.
really go to town on the steel if we wanted to. In fact, stick the old coal search button up.
Because remember, we can
Ping.
multiply the iron
Whoa.
with water. Yeah, because I can see the ramp further
The
back where we
The
went
nearest coal to this
back further before.
is the
I
coal
remember
we've already
doing
used
that.
back at our base.
I remember the great trudge across the
Oh my god.
And it wasn't. It's
world.
not even that far across the world, is it?
it's not
But
really, but
when we did it, it seemed like a long way.
when we couldn't fly and when we weren't running very
Oh,
quickly.
Oh, I had trucks that
Oh
couldn't
no!
quite
Don't
drive.
say, it's gone again! It's gone again!
What's going again?
Unhandled
Stress game.
exception
Oh, yours has died.
twice.
Yeah, my game did fully crash.
You've all fully crashed apart from Gerbil. Gerbil, it's your turn.
I don't want to crash. I enjoy playing with trains.
I just heard an
Right,
explosion.
underline- Yeah, there's some rocks up here that can be exploded. So
Explode them. Make them happen.
Oh, you evil
What's
person,
this?
you're tempting me.
What's this? Oh, it's a
I've got
fully overclocked
explosives,
limestone
I'm
miner.
fine.
Fantastic.
So I think I crash in this area, and so I might have to go to a different area. Just to,
Oh, God. I just heard an explosion behind me. I actually moved on that one. What the hell happened there?
I
that
was
above me?
blowing up the rocks.
Are you on top? Are you on
Yeah,
top?
on top of this bit of rock. On top of
Oh
this
my
was a load of
word.
rocks.
So I think the answer is we need a bigger wire factory. A much, much bigger wire factory.
But
The only
why have we
problem
got
could be is
the
that I
left over
crashed
the other
in a
side?
train.
Oh, we could always reuse wire from elsewhere, but I'm suggesting that we've got enough copper here to just go mad.
Okay.
And so we may as well just rebuild that, and then whatever we max out at, we'll just use for the status and everything else, like we've done with other things. I just check something. I'm guessing.
I see some signs. I'm going to follow the signs. Stop.
Uh-oh.
Do not drive straight on.
Oh, is that on the main road?
Good sign.
I really mean it.
It does sound like.
And I think there's another sign, but my game crashed before I got there.
Oh dear God!
You should not have gone there. It said so. It warned you.
It did warn you. To be fair,
You know, you read it and went fuck that and carried on.
something really
As
weird
Primus's
is happening.
computer run
tonight.
out of RAM.
What? And keeps kicking us off or something, and then that's causing our game to crash.
And
I'm back in crude couplings.
Okay, I'll give you an update on my state of my machine. I'm at half of my
I
CPU
got out. That was successful.
and 2/3 of my RAM. I've got loads left. I've got
That
about
doesn't
12
mean
gig
anything
of RAM
anymore.
I've got 12 gig of RAM left.
No, VRAM. I think.
VRAM is a different matter. 7. I've gone 7 of 8. Just 7 of 8 now. It's actually gone down a tiny bit. It's not helped my FPS at all. It really
No, it
hasn't
won't.
helped my
Your
FPS the
FPS is
slightest.
red. I've never seen a red FPS.
Well, I have.
That's
I'm still using.
worrying.
That's
I don't know
below
if I can show
30
this.
normally.
I've got to show
Yeah.
you this. If I can I show you this? I think I probably can.
You know
how
what's
do I
happening?
have
What's
this in?
happening today is it's not taking me as long to get in the game.
Sorry,
But when I
Yeah.
do get in the game, I'm not in the game for very long.
that's not very
I
nice.
commented I was instantly in earlier. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was actually just before the stream.
Yeah,
How
that
do I
oil
capture
location's really good at logging in quick.
We'll have to
but-
go back there.
It's one of those things I can't really show you, unfortunately. But yes, I was going to show you the 0%
You're on the
graphics card. I'm using.
road.
Right.
You're
Back
on
to
the
the game.
road again.
Signals on a line above Pink Forest. Okay.
So
Just can't wait
I
to
want
get
Mr.
on
S.
the road again. I'm in the
what is
game.
we're in the game. Whereabouts are you currently?
In fact, you're flying up here now somewhere. There you go.
I'm with
Hello.
you. Right. Okay. So what I want from you
Yes.
is a decision.
Right.
Right. Are you ready for this? On where
Yeah.
we're going to put our new copper conversion factory.
Copper conversion. Well, you know what we should do if we're being consistent
Yes.
is put it over the other side of the base with the other copper stuff.
No, because we need it. We're going to consume all of it here. All of it's going to get consumed here. It's not going to go anywhere else.
The
Won't be
last,
spare.
the last sign said, "Are you really paying attention?"
Do we have enough?
The answer was no.
No. Do we have enough room under this or not?
Well, I was wondering actually. I was just looking at these factories, with the feet underneath them now,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering if we build something on the left-hand side of them as we look at them, or with a leg facing the other way. We join them in the middle
The problem that I might have is that I'm
Yes.
crashing a lot.
in this area.
Yeah, but I might be all right over there. I don't know. It was
by the
more of a
other
problem.
copper?
It was more of a problem towards Ari's other machines. But
Is it a bit better over here?
I don't know. I'll find out when I crash next. I think.
Right. If this gets too bad, we'll have to do something else. But
I'm hoping I'll be all right because
I am as well, because I'd be really depressing if it's not.
it's not normal for me to crash in this game. Not
No, it's true.
with
It's not
this new
unusual, I know.
computer. It's
They just build walls around all Irish machines. We
If
can't
not all
see them.
people are crashing, it's normally Virus's side that's
I'll tell you what we'll do.
causing something.
This is what we're going to do then. Because so many people have crashed, do you want me to just restart the game? I mean,
no, I don't know.
you're in now. I
Maybe
said
if,
next
maybe
next
maybe
time you
if
crash,
Next time Mr. S crashes.
we'll restart.
all right, which will probably be the next autosave. But there we go.
There we go.
yeah.
The more we talk, the closer it
The
gets.
closer it gets. Yeah. So, is there space underneath our storage to do it?
Well, if we're gonna, so the question is, what are we going to do with it? So if we're going to look at copper ingots, we're going to make.
Yeah.
As Minotaur said, technically you can wash them, but there's no water near here.
Yeah, we're in the wrong corner of the map for water, aren't we?
We kind of are.
There's no water around, and the fact is we don't actually need it. According to our recipe, we don't need it. So I was going to suggest we just blow through all of it straight into wire. If I bring up the
All right.
if I bring up the calculation, on the old screeny poos. There we are. It says just under 600 copper ore gets converted into ingots direct and then straight into wire using a vast amount of constructors, which gives us just under 900 or just over 900 wire. We'll probably end up with more than that. The question is, do I want to modify the wire recipe? Is that one we need to modify? Or can we stick with the standard one? I think the answer we were going to stick with the standard copper because we haven't got enough Caterium here.
Yeah.
We've used it all.
I think that the Caterium is a problem.
So,
because aren't we using Caterium in a different part of that same
that build? Yeah, that build.
Yeah.
We've got five belts of 720 Caterium wire.
Yeah, we'll
being consumed by
we'll
the
use
whole
the copper with it. It's going to be safer, isn't it?
And we discovered that Caterium was an issue when you looked at the calculator.
Yeah, we did. Wasn't there something that we said, oh, we've really got to sort that out next week, it's very important? Or was that Minecraft?
That applies to everything always. Everything's important. No, we hadn't looked at the copper, we hadn't looked at the steel, we hadn't looked at the quartz.
Right.
We know that we can crank up the steel beyond where it currently is.
Mm-hmm.
So my suggestion at the moment is to make as much wire and as much steel as we possibly can in that area, and then worry about how many pipes and stages we're going to make afterwards.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have more than this. So I think.
Yeah. So
you're just going to focus on the early stage of the recipe.
So do the first part, get the maximum out, then put it in as an input to the recipe, and then we're going to blow past everything else. That'll be fine because we're going to end up rebuild. We'll then look at how many stages we have. We might find we split the steel output into steel pipes and steel beams again, possibly, or just go full steel pipes. Maybe make vast amounts of stators, because we might suddenly discover actually we want more stators than we've actually got. If we're a bit crazy, why not? It's easy to do, isn't it?
Build a decent motor factory if we need it.
Well, at the moment we're only outputting at 30, but if we bump out vast amounts,
most of motors are just needed for building, though, aren't they?
But they're not bad when it comes to awesome sync, I don't think. What's a motor in the awesome sync? Rotors are 140. Basically, you can sync the bastards.
Yeah.
Motors are 1520. They're the same as a pulse obelisk. Would you believe?
A what?
Or a rebar, not quite. There was a rebar gun.
Rebar
We're not going to mass produce rebar guns.
They're not
I don't
practical.
think you can put them on the belt.
Well,
No,
you say
they're not
that.
practical. They're really not practical for that. No. But yeah, just imagine it all. What's your bag full of? Guns.
Yeah, just don't go through customs.
No, you don't have a rifle. You have a bag full of rebar guns. One shot.
But they're
each.
all loaded. Yeah.
Just all explosive rebar. Right. Okay. So. If I come out of this, we don't need to look at this.
I fully expect that to be in the next Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
I know. Well,
or Sylvester Stallone, because you never know.
He is still Sylvester Stallone.
Still Sylvester Stallone. Because
Exactly.
you know,
Now,
Expendables. It's
4,
more.
5, 9.
Yeah.
Still need to see the third one.
Do it. It's worth it.
It's
very silly, but
It's
they're
not,
worth it.
but it's just mindless fun.
I've got 1 and 2, so I might as well go get 3.
Did you see the
Exactly.
new Arnie thing, Fubar, on Netflix?
Not seen
No,
it yet.
I want to.
That
I
is-
want
it's
to.
good.
I started
It's-
watching it and then
it
fell
is-
asleep.
It's a lot of fun.
Is it silly?
Yeah, in parts.
Good.
It's not silly, but it's got
You can
some
do
funny
humour.
bits in it. It's
Now,
yeah,
Mr. S,
yes,
I know I don't want to say this out loud,
right.
but
You're going
Is it
to.
autosave?
no.
Okay.
The best place to do this, as you
Yes.
see, one belt would be right next to where the actual miner is. But I'm fully aware there's so many factions over there. It means the death of your machine.
It might be. Well, it's not the machine. It's the game.
The link.
The
game.
machine is fine.
The machine's like, right, so I think I'm going to put one down here. It's smelters, am I right? Yeah, it's smelters. And a normal smelter will take copper ingots in at the rate of, it's 1 to 1. So
Right.
if we have 600 in,
We'll have 600 out.
We'll have 600 now, but it's at 30 a minute, so we need 20 machines. And these are very small machines.
They are very small machines.
They are. Actually, and I think...
Stick it sort of off the edge of this factory in between these two.
I have a funny feeling. I haven't loaded it into this version of the game. I've actually built a blueprint for this, but I've got it in my other game, not this one. Go on.
Well, I was just going to say there's another copper thing down here, but it's impure.
That's 300. Well, that's fine. We'll bring them both together and go for 30 then, if that's the case. Let's go mad.
We could do. So we would actually be processing copper from where it is.
Yeah, in which case your argument and my argument is moot at that point. At that point.
It?
Yes.
In fact, there's two... No, that's iron, sorry.
You were getting me excited there. I was going to say, are you serious? Are you taking the miss?
No, it's all iron. Yeah.
If I just bring a piece of foundation in the general direction, there we go. Can you harvest... Oh, hello, I've got a bad dude here. I got to deal with you.
Yeah,
I got a gun?
I've got a gun somewhere.
No, don't do that. Have I got any bullets? I have a gun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Stand still. Thank you. Autosave. I think I shot him during the autosave. That's not good. Probably spawn into multiple.
No, it's
where he
not
reincarnates and kills you.
I was waiting for that. Yeah, it's going to become. It becomes the marshmallow man of.
I'm just going to stand somewhere and.
Or you can't.
Hope for the best.
You may not. I refuse to let you. There you go. Autosave.
Okay, autosave's done.
Thank you.
It's already there. There's some hog meat down there.
There's another one over here, Hansen.
Or do you want me to process it?
Oh,
you can process it. There's another bit of hog meat here if you want to collect it. Ooh, come down here. Let's just chip away at this iron ore.
I know.
Any old ore. So, although I'm going to put the machine in here, which won't take much effort, admittedly. Let me just grab myself a quick craft bench. Not craft bench, I want the other one, equipment workshop, and I'll make some miners, portable miners. Yeah, whereabouts are you thinking? Underneath these things, it's only 30 smelters. It's not going to be very big at all. I've run out of space in my inventory. That's not a thing, surely.
That's not like you.
What the fuck?
We could do it like an inverted V, so we start with the small stuff at the bottom and then build up to bigger tiers beyond it.
Yeah, sorry, that's gone weird. So, thank you. And then, if I just sort that out a second, have I got anything else in here that I really don't need? That's worth nothing.
No,
actually, where's minus order?
Out on my back.
I'm going to leave some meat on the floor for you, because you like meat. You're a man of many meats.
Well, we need 2 more bits to make a ticket.
Well, there you go. I've got there's some meat on the floor for you by where the miner will be.
Oh.
Behind moi.
Oh, yeah, I've got
Where it's gone, I don't know where it is now.
I've got it.
Ah, excellent, cool. Sorry, Mr. S. So you're thinking underneath the orange one?
Yeah.
Or...
well, no, I
Ramrod,
here,
good
really,
evening.
Sort of above where we are right now.
Evening, Ramrod.
So we get the miners and then we build on top of them.
Sounds like a plan. So if I pop a manure in there, there we go, in manure. And we're going to overclock it all the way because we can. You do that with miners. There we go, 300. We'll do that. Or I'm going to delete this road. We'll use this as the base, but I'll nuke the road that I've just built out to it. We'll worry about making it prettier later. A better way of getting here. Oh, no, don't do that. I almost deleted all the power you just put in. That would be good.
Well, you kind of did anyway.
Did I?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Because we need a better version of this. So.
There you go. So I just wanted to. Okay, if I make it a 3x3 base.
That'll do.
Like that. Then we can build up round it. You know, round it as you go.
And what are we going to do with this iron?
Around it.
That'd be well. If it's iron, we're in trouble.
This is iron. This is all iron.
Where's the copper?
We haven't got
So it
any
was
copper.
You said it was copper.
I said it was copper. I also said I was wrong.
Did you? I didn't
Yeah.
hear you say it was wrong. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put. I've made the machine's there now. I'll overclock it. 'Cause we can use those elsewhere.
Yeah,
There we go.
but
They can
if
sit
we
there and
need
do
more
stuff.
iron at some point, then
Any old?
there's that. Any old? Have
There
we got
is
any?
no copper available in this area.
Ramrod, you are absolutely right. I asked the question, I got an answer, and I executed the build as required.
What are you making? A mess. That's what we're making today.
There's there isn't.
I'll come back to that.
There's an impure copper off there.
We don't need
It's
it.
miles away.
We've got enough copper. It's fine. We've got enough. This is only extra anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's iron. It's around.
Well, I'll tell you what then, Mr. S. Why don't we put it above the limestone load?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, you know what?
Actually, have we got enough space to put it there? Because
There's an interesting question. Your man's asked a really interesting question.
iron wire.
We weren't going to.
We didn't think about it.
No, we're not going to. We don't. Well, I'll say not going to. We don't need to. It's probably the best description of what we're talking about here. We've got
But
a single.
iron wire is an option, but it's very slow and inefficient.
We don't. We've got one copper node which will do the job we need. So, it was a very valid question, but I think at this point in time we don't need it.
It's
we'll
a
come back
shame
to
we
the equation.
don't have any spare caterium.
Don't.
Hmm.
Don't start that. Yeah, I mean, we've got a nice limestone node just there. Go on.
Just trying to see whether there's another caterium up the coast.
We don't need any. We might need it later.
We might need it
Like,
later. I'd leave it until later.
On the way to the oil, there's one up. There is a pure node of caterium.
Oh wow! Okay, copper nodes for copper sheets, iron for wire and cable. Well, yeah, you could do. I mean, the problem we've got is that problem. It's not a problem. We don't
already-
need copper sheets, man. We've done that.
Yeah, we only need wire at the moment.
I mean, hold on a second. Let's look at this in another way. Over here, with this iron node we've just done, the iron ore, this iron ore here. How much is there in terms of how many iron ore nodes are there? Just the two.
The
both of
ones
them
here,
impure.
there are two. Yeah, two impure.
So that's a potential total of 600 input, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's not enough because it doesn't make as much wire, unfortunately. That's not enough to make the wire that we require.
No,
We might
because
ne-
like Minotaur said, this is a really inefficient recipe.
Oh, actually,
We might need those irons to make the steel that we need, because the two that you're currently using are impure irons as well.
yes, that's true. If we're going to max out the
So you might need it for your steel. I don't
What
know.
we're gonna do-
until you actually put it into a calculator.
we'll
Start
stick to
a
the
new
plan.
Start a new tab on your calculator just for this little bit that you're doing. If you're
Oh,
just going to
okay.
make loads of wire.
So so if I start a new tab on here, we're gonna bung it in as
good
we want
Ask
to
it
have.
to maximize your wire
So if I go for
and your
wire,
steel.
So this is what you're watching now is how to use Satisfactory calculator.
no, this is the other one.
Oh well, the other one. I can't.
This is the other
there's
one.
Satisfactory
Yeah.
tool. So I
So you
can't
want wire
read that
and you
from
want
here because I haven't got my glasses.
Steel
on.
pipes.
Steel pipes. Okay.
And
Nice.
you need to then set your inputs to how much you can get out of those nodes.
So its copper node was 600, and the iron nodes are also 600 because it's 2 times 300.
You've got
We
two
could add
others that have
more.
already been used, I believe, as part of this for the current steel.
Now, if I go back to
Or
the
you're not
previous,
touching that.
I'm leaving it. Why is that suddenly Why is the layout of the bloody thing changed? Damn it. Right. So steel pipes. I mean, you go back to it. That require So with 600 iron and 600, and we need 600 coal. That's fine. Hold on a second. We've got why is it only maxing out the wire at 400?
Oh, it's because it maximizes them both to the same value when you select maximize like that. where they're both on maximise. It might be worth just typing in the values then that you want.
If I go for wire and I change that to 600, it's 1 to 1, isn't it?
Yes.
No, it's...
No.
No, it's 1 to 2.
Yeah, copper is 1 to 1. Copper to ingots is 1 to 1.
1200.
So 1200 wire out. Oh, recipe, we haven't selected yet. No, I haven't selected them yet. No, I want to set the base recipes up first. This is what we would have. Because this is the recipes that are currently being used in this area. Yeah, so we can do recipes over here if we want to.
We're probably going to use that copper wire one anyway.
I think we're going to need to. I mean, if I go back to the other recipe a second. I mean, we're out... This is going to output... Seriously, this is going to output... massively...
Turn on all the alternative recipes and just see what you can get out of it.
Well, yeah, what are the alternates then?
Just switch them all on. Just
put them all
turn
on.
everything on in the game. Yeah.
All right, there we go. I've added them all. No, wrong one. No, you shouldn't have done that. Bollocks. Wrong one.
Oh dear.
Oh, now I've got to redo it again for the other factory. Fuck.
You're on the wrong.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Don't
Does
ever do
anybody-
what I just did.
If there's anybody out
Luckily,
there
there's
who's
a backup copy of it pasted into Discord from last week
if there's anybody out there who is
There
in the reminders channel.
interested in
Thank
learning
you.
how to code, please always remember to add an undo button to everything that you're doing.
Or do what you do in every other thing and you save a new version and fuck about with that.
Yeah, snapshots actually are a really good way of doing it.
That shows a really good way of doing things. Yeah, let me get the link out. Copy link. How do I add it into the same page? There's a question. I should add it as another thing over here. Let me just load that up quickly. So that should be the same as we had. That looks about right. So I'll leave that on a separate page. That's out of the way now. I'll unfuck that later. Excuse my French. Right. Back over on the other one. This time I will go into recipes and do all. There we go, that's better. Okay.
This should be part
Now-
of the game. There should be one of these in the game. That'd be so much better.
one
Especially
thing
a
we do have to
multiplayer
do-
where you could like share it around.
I'm going to switch off the pure Caterium ingots on the alternate
Okay.
because we definitely aren't going to use that. We know we're not going to use that one. Pure Caterium ingots off.
You just turn off the input of Caterium sort of thing, saying you don't want to use Caterium.
Probably a better idea, actually, yeah. So if I switch off Caterium, go back. Now it's adding water in again. It's doing that. We've got no water. We can't have water because there's none anywhere nearby that we can bother
yeah,
to bring in.
I'm-
We
the
could have it
resources.
if we wanted it, but we don't want to bother.
Yeah.
Um,
So you just
that's
don't
okay.
put water as an input.
I have. We know there's a maximum amount of coal. We can't get any more than 780 coal.
Or
So-
780
Now,
coal
wait,
in
hang
your
on. Is that
inputs
true,
them.
or is there are there more coal factories we could turn off? Perhaps?
It's 1400 away, the nearest coal. Can't bother with that.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
We have used a lot of coal around here.
We have. So that's gone in now. So there's a maximum 780 coal. Suddenly, what is going on here? Suddenly crude oil's coming. Right, hold on a second. Let me go back into the items inputs. No, you can't have oil.
Can't have crude oil.
I'm not going to give you nitrogen. You can't.
What?
You can't have
What's
quartz.
it
You can't
doing
have
with
sulfur.
oil?
You know what it did with oil? I'll show you what it did with oil.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
want to
You'll
know
love
what
this.
you can...
So you do alternate steel coke using
Oh, you
petroleum
make
coke,
petroleum coke, right?
and you have to buy polymer resin outside there. And you, wow, that's just no. Stop it. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, okay.
That simplifies things down a bit. Okay, so we're down to 600 iron in, 600 780 coal, and 600 copper. Right, it's worked it out.
So
What's
it's
it
actually
done?
it's using some of it to make... Oh, it's using mixing the extra iron with copper to make more copper. If you maximise both of them,
Oh.
what we get? If you get the same amount of iron and steel in.
So but you'll maximise for both, you reckon? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's see what it does.
780
look-
each. It's maximised at 780.
Oh, okay.
Just run
So
it.
is that,
That's a much simpler recipe as well.
but it's not using all the copper though,
No, it's not.
and iron. So
Can
yeah,
you give me an
but
idea? You give me another idea. So we know. I'm going to put back on 1200 for that. If I now go to the input, we maximised our iron at 600 in, didn't we? If we take in those 2 extra nodes and make it 1200 in, what happens?
Yeah.
Wire stays the same. The steel pipes bump up. Wow, it only uses half the copper. What the fuck?
And you're not using all the iron, so you need to.
So
you
what
can
would you,
really pump up that amount of wire you use.
So if I put that on 2400, as what I want out is 2400. That's it. Holy shit! But then that's 1080, so I can't do that. No, we've got. Yeah, no, we can. We can do that.
We can do that, can't we?
Yeah, keep going.
I can't go any further because I've got not enough copper.
No, you've got iron. As long as you've got iron, you can keep going.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Because
I think-
there's an
yeah.
iron to wire. There's an you can make wire out of iron.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, sorry. 2800. There we go. Bang on. 2800 wire a minute. And nearly 700 steel pipes.
Nearly 700. Why is? Oh, it's taken away from the steel now. The coal's dropped. You've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
I have. Well, that might mean. I tell you what to do then. I'm going to change it slightly again. I'm going to put it back to 2400.
Change the cut. What was the? Put it. Yeah. What was the steel pipe? Always
780.
sitting at. Right.
So-
Set the steel pipe 780 and maximise the wire.
Ah, okay. That
There
sounds.
you go.
Because we can't get steel pipe any higher than 780. We know that.
So that puts on 2616 wire.
Okay, it's a weird number, but
What we could do though is we could, if we adjust it down slightly, if I change the iron ore to just being 900, so let's say we only do 3 nodes instead. That's
have to then-
2,000 wire and 780 pipes. I mean, that's insane still. It's, and then we have one
you're
spare.
not. How much coal? 780 coal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we
perfect.
used.
Oh, there's some new pictures in Discord, Monitor. In the pics and vid area.
Right.
What have you done? What have you done?
Oh,
Oh,
he's posted new pictures of his bridges he's been building.
Pictures in Discord, people. Go check it out. So what are we saying then? Are we going to choose?
You should
just
be able to
3
get those shown stream if you open original from Discord. You open it as the
I'm not. Yeah. Yes.
not capture Discord, but just open the picture.
You could open Discord
the web browser.
The browser, yeah.
Let's see if I can do that.
You should be able to click the picture, push open in browser at the bottom of the picture.
That's right.
There we go. There we go.
And then you can show the pictures on stream.
There you go. Pretty. It's pretty. This is Ramrod special work. I like the pipe work.
That's very
That's
nice.
very cool. That's very pretty. I like that. Is there I can't do next, unfortunately. If I close that one, then if I come back to if I show you another one, then. Oh, he's gone really pretty in this one. There's a certain because of the way the colours work. There's a certain, how would I describe it, cell shading quality to the bridge. I think that's the way it comes across to me slightly. I like that. It's very, very nice. Yeah, that's cool. Last one. There you go. Yeah. That's quite cool. I like that, mate. It's going on
Very
beautifully.
cool.
Now, I want a decision. Are we going to use all 4 iron nodes and make even more wire, or we're going to just use the 3 because it gives us nice round numbers.
Nice round numbers is not a bad thing unless we absolutely need the excess wire that we're creating.
Or should we just go for it because we can?
We could just go for it because we can.
This is true. I'll put that back in as 1200. Ramrod
Okay.
says the pillars are dark compared to the deck with fire engines and red cables.
The,
I like
the
the-
cables look great.
You're not going to miss them.
No, you're not.
Definitely not going to miss them. I mean, are you up for making? Holy shit! That's a lot of constructors.
Well,
I
yeah.
mean-
I mean, if we're gonna commit to it, then we've got to do it. You know what we
Hey,
could do?
what-
We
Yeah.
could take our life in our hands and build over the void.
I mean, there is the.
How far can you build out that direction though?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
don't know.
god!
But we can always find out.
This, I think this is good. I'm happy with this. So we've taken on another massive project, and the
Yes.
fun part about this will be is we're going to try and use all that wire.
This
And I
this
suspect
this massive
it's gonna
project
all
is
go
just
into
a
status.
small corner of our other massive project.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
actually, that's a good point. If I put in stators now into that equation, oh, yeah, what rest? The horizontal pipes are functional. You can get 5,400 fluids in that space.
oh, nice.
Nice. That's very cool. Let's add in stators, and I'm going to maximize it.
Remember,
I-
having multiple things on maximise will just try and make the same amount of stuff.
Which breaks stuff. It's not worked. Okay, so if I put items a minute, it won't let me do that.
It's because you're trying to make steel pipes and then also need steel pipes to make it.
Oh, you can't do that, can you?
Well, you
Yeah,
can,
'cause
but
it
you
moans-
can't.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you've got to replace you've got to get rid of these requirements at the top, and you've got to put it in with you've got to replace them both.
Yeah, that's right.
With the thing that. So if we look at the other equation, and we use the status steel.
Once you've got that one done, is that your final thing?
Yeah, say that's our final thing. Yeah. So how many status should that make?
So then you make a separate tab with status with those two values as inputs.
We can
If
do
you
that.
want to do what you were just trying to do.
Yes,
So if I put in
that is a thing.
data, we're going to make the maximum number of status, not with the whole map. We're gonna
Yeah,
yes,
that is how many status you can make on the whole map.
yes. If you go for it, you can make just under 7,000 status. Very nice. We've got 1,200 wire and 400 steel pipes. So if you go back to there. Oh, for God's sake! Come on, keep up with me. Steel pipes. Was it 1,200 steel pipes? I can't remember how many steel pipes it was.
400. It's 1,200 wire.
It's 400 steel pipes and 1,200 wire. I think yes. Good
Was
point.
it? Oh, yeah.
I think what you ended up with.
Yeah, the Ramrod's beat me to it there. He's doing it faster than we are in the game. He's watching the stream, for Christ's sake. Right. So it's still 7,000 status because I've allowed it to include additional copper, so I need to switch that off.
You need to switch off all the input resources.
That'll be copper. Oh, yeah, all of them. Yeah, I'll switch them all off. Screw it. You can't have any more resources.
There is a set to 0 at the top.
Oh, fuck's sake. So I'm all ticked, but all set to 0. So tick it all back again, like that. Yeah. And then, there we go. Okay, so I can go back to production design. So it thinks we can make 133. Oh, a second. We don't. We'll have spare wire. That's fantastic. That's good. The maximum we can.
With excess wire. Yeah.
So that will go into. That's fantastic because when we put that into here, we're only going to use 63 of those. It's a convenient number, isn't it? That leaves us with almost exactly 50 to do other things with. Oh no, we're not. We're going to use. No, hold on a second. We actually need. I didn't notice that. There's another 15 there. Shit. So we're going to need. We need 108 stators, not 63. But what it does mean is we can crank up the number of motors we're making. Because I think we've got spare rotors elsewhere. It all comes down to whether we can get enough crystal oscillators out, which I think we can, because I think we've got spare rubber. If I look at the input, 285, we're only using 210, and AI limiters say 40. We've got at least 60. So we can put another 20 into there. So yeah, I think we can use those figures to really crank this up. So let's build a factory, shall we?
Mhm.
First things first.
15 plus 15. Where's the two 15s?
Ah, sorry, yes, you didn't see it. If I go back to the recipe, you can't quite see it easily. From the status, there's 48 that are the ones that Ari needs for his nuclear. 15 to go to electromagnetic control rods, and you can't quite see it, but there's 15 that goes up here to rigger motors, to make motors.
Oh, right, yeah.
I missed that earlier.
Yeah. Just
So,
what we thought.
Yeah, we're being... Oh, sorry, yeah, apologies, Ramrod, yes, 78. I can't count. Why did I say... I doubled the number. I went 30 plus 30, didn't I? I doubled it up. I've been playing Richard Osman's House of Games too much in my own head. See the number and double it. So yes, we're going to try and make the other factory. So wire factory first. We need, for the wire factory, 20 smelters and 40 constructors on the copper side. And 13 and a third foundries on one side. I wonder if 13 and a third can be 12 and then just overclock them just a tiny bit. No, that would be really annoying, wouldn't it? Overclock one of them, maybe.
We need.
Remember your belt limited as well.
Yeah.
We're seven. Well, there's only 600 in. It's two lots, 600 in, 600 out. So even if you multiply up one belt, it won't matter. Because your maximum.
Your wires over a belt. Wire outputs over a belt.
That'll be two belts, won't it? So we'll have two banks of 20 outputting to two 600s.
All right,
which
yeah,
is fine.
Your steel line's fine.
Steel line's not an issue at all. Yeah, we should be good on that. It's the steel. The copper's dead straight.
It's the 13 the third machines.
Two
Yeah,
times 480 says Ramrod.
What for the wire? Oh, you mean the 480s? We could run Mark 4s. Could run Mark 4s. I'd just run Mark 5s. Not worry about it.
We won't. We're just going to run Mark 5s because that's what we have
We do Mark 5s
available.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's our job. We just put Mark 5s everywhere.
My other build is literally Mark 4s across the board, and I'm running out of encased industrial beams to make them all the time. As soon as I get to Mark 5, I'm going to have an oversupply of encased industrial beams.
Which is where we are right now.
Yes, exactly where we are now.
Everything with us is Mark 5. Favourite Bible verse, Mark 5.
No, Ram, you're absolutely right. We won't get 1200, but what I mean is we'll split the outputs and the wire constructors, so we'll have two banks of 20 machines each, outputting 600 into a single belt, into two belts. It'll be two belts, 600.
So, what you're saying, you wanted to do foundries, 12 foundries, and overclock them?
So
we need 12 overclockers for that.
No, what I mean is if you can do 12 foundries, 10 at full speed and 2 overclocked to make the difference. Can you do that? So can you?
As long as you're not going over 250%, you're fine.
Well, it'll be 2.33's worth of 3.33's worth of machines across 2 machines. That should be what, 2 overclockers each?
Yeah, you should be alright.
But anyway, so that's we can work that out when we get there. I just want to make it a nice round number.
Rebel.
Yeah.
I have
Yes.
made a cunning thing.
Oh.
Would you like to come to the first whirly gig?
You're right.
Okay, yeah, give me 30 seconds.
Oh.
We're just pulling into the station, so I'll use this as a convenient option to jump out of the train.
There's been a certain thing mentioned in chat which I think we haven't tested yet.
No, I think that's right, though, isn't it?
If I tick this box,
Exploding badges.
Are you?
yeah,
are you
they
gonna
exploded.
Make a mistake again and tick everything.
Oh, we can't have water. That's the one thing we can't have, and I can't have deuterium. So let me just switch those off.
And we shouldn't have coal. I don't know if there's a coal on there. I can't see the thing very well.
Sorry, I'll go back to it again.
Base recipes for what?
I didn't put alternates in. Right, switch off the coal. Oh no, we can't.
Yeah.
No, we have got coal.
Have we got coal?
Yeah, because we got a maximum. Making steel pipes and wire, aren't we? Yeah, because we were messing about with it in the main. Hold on a
All right.
second. Where's the coal input gone? Are we doing the wrong thing here?
We
Hold on a
might not
second.
need coal. It's fine.
Let me go back to.
What?
Let me go back to what we were looking at a minute ago.
Going on?
So the original.
I've no
setup is
idea, Minotaur.
iron and coal
I
to make
wonder that
steel.
every week, but still we play. Switch off sulfur, says Ramrod.
No, we've got sulfur. We can use it if we need to. I mean, that sounds
Which one are you looking at again?
right. Let's go back to this. So what Ram suggested was the wire and the steel pipe build that we've done on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said we hadn't tried alternate recipes, which is absolutely right. We hadn't.
We had at one point, and then you switched them all off. Because we had iron and steel working.
Did everybody crash, or was that my internet dead?
Oh, not me, but
Not
Yeah, I
me, I'm
don't
still
know.
working.
I think this went very quiet, so we might have just lost 5
oh
minutes.
no, yeah, Satisfactory's
I've gone.
but
Yeah,
it's not
I think-
crashed.
I
We've
think
been
we've lost
kicked out.
Primus.
Timed out. Yeah,
I
so
wonder
that's
how
losing
long he'll
Primus.
be talking to himself. Yeah, his stream's gone all funny as well.
No, it's
Vimus will
So when I get
return.
back into the game, I will
I'm
come
right.
over and look
like,
at your whirly gig.
my internet is crapping out. They're like, nope, it's Primus.
this is not
I'm just
something.
thinking it went
that often
very
happens.
quiet, and Vimus was talking there.
Yeah, I know, it was like, as my internet
So-
dropped, it's like panicking.
What I have done is
Yeah.
created a second circle in the whirligig.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the up and down are on separate circles,
Okay.
which means you can actually get trains going up at the same time as trains going down.
Okay, that's cool. And if you notice, I've brought the trains up from the far side to the upper train
Yeah,
station.
you've removed the link between the lower tracks and the upper tracks, haven't you?
Yes.
Primus now disconnected from Discord, so we'll
You see,
how long.
what I've done is connected the tracks between the lower bit at Car Park and the upper bit at New Hub Parkway. Just to make it more
Ramrod's asked if he
Yeah,
totally crashed. I don't
Oh.
know if he's totally crashed or it's just his network's gone because we were kicked out of the game. So it's
Yeah.
probably just an internet connection. But it would be ironic if he crashed because it's his computer that's running the whole thing.
The
Well,
stream-
we're almost halfway through, so it was time
So it's about
for a
time, yeah.
restart.
We said we'd restart the game at some point.
Yes.
Land died.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the other day, Minotaur came in and told me,
Yeah,
well,
he's
apparently
internet-
we've lost power. And I went, really? Because I'm watching YouTube at the moment, and it looks like we were literally on the edge, weren't we,
Yeah.
Minotaur?
Yeah. Like half the town's out of power, we somehow still had power.
You could almost say that you were the boundary house.
Yes.
Nobody on off stream would get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Farmer says he's on his way back, so he's back in Discord.
Ooh, hello.
Hello. Welcome
Hello.
back. How are you? Long time no see.
That was really weird. But there you go. We like weird. Weird's good. You see?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I lost my network. I can still hear Mr. Stephen though.
Nope, that's all gone now.
Oh, hello.
Mr. S, are you there?
I am.
I
Did
think
that
he's
work?
dealing with
Is that?
issues.
You got the same problem I had?
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Did you get kicked out? Did everything just stop on the internet for you?
not for me.
That's all right then. So you're still streaming?
I'm
Yay!
still streaming.
Hello, people who are still streaming too.
Although Ramrod said he's rubber banding bad. Hello, Mr. Roboto. But that's not my microphone.
Don't do
That's
that
just
to
me.
him.
Like he's having a stroke.
Yeah,
Don't
that
do
was
it.
just me.
We're back now, I think. Okay, so
I've
I
not
did
dropped
quickly
anything on stream-wise. OBS is still streaming at 7,000 kilobytes a second.
million. What I'm going to do
RPM.
then, what I'm going to do, because I
Reps
have
per minute,
saved
yeah.
the game, I'm going to restart my game
Oh,
before we get back into it.
That's not a bad idea.
Now, I will say one thing. No, my PC lost all connectivity to our home network. It didn't
That
actually
is
say
odd.
it had,
No.
but all the apps went, nope, you can't see anything. So I think actually what it was a DNS drop from our supplier, because that happens sometimes. So what I'm going to do, because I can,
So we could all do that. We could all restart the game. But
no, don't you? Yes, you should.
I
shouldn't
haven't
need it.
got-
It's mine that's the nightmare.
I haven't got a reason to do that. That's the...
No, you've got no. Just entertain people.
I have actually.
Think for
oh,
them.
God. Hello, I'm here to entertain you with my wit and ready repartee.
It wasn't monotone enough.
Still no sign of Glenn Miller then.
No. Yeah, about then Skinner.
No, is there a joke there somewhere? Or...
No, not at all.
No, actually, I haven't heard. What's happened?
No. It's a no. Don't worry, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Let's see what's happening in the news. Oh, yeah, supermarkets have been forced to publish live fuel prices. What I don't know.
Live fuel? What we've flipping putting in our tanks now? Then we're going to distill gerbils into our
It's
tanks.
normal runaway gerbil. I think you take normal fuel and then you just plug it into the mains. That's what it means.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly
the interesting thing is that when they were told, when they had that summons in front of the government,
Yes.
Yeah.
that was one of the first concessions they want, and all of them said yeah instantly, because at the end of the day they broadcast them on signs anyway.
Yes. And not only that,
you know.
but they've been doing this across Europe for ages, so it's not something they
Yeah.
would have been unable to get the tech for or anything.
Yeah, it's like if we were to say Vimus drives to work every day, Vimus, we're going to make it compulsory for you to drive to work every day. He's already bloody
Yeah.
doing it, you know?
Yeah, it's already done. Plus, if you're smart, and with the sort of internet connected world we have right now, you'll check some sort of petrol price comparison thing, so you'll know what your cheapest petrol around is going to be anyway. So
You check the new government one, which they'll be introducing.
Oh god,
yeah,
that's
but
going to work as well as the
that
vaccine
won't
app, isn't it?
work, will it? That's the problem.
That will be about a successful.
But ultimately,
That's the way to say
the dodo.
what this means, though, is that fuel retailers have essentially got to put a smart meter on their thing.
And
It's just it works the other way around,
they'll just work out another way of masking it, won't they?
probably.
They'll
That
work it out.
I can't see that you're going to get any cheaper pricing because of it. The report on the BBC site said that people have been paying up to about 6p a litre more than they should have done.
Yeah, the irony of all that, of course, is they were still cheaper than the main petrol stations.
Absolutely,
I know.
yes, I completely agree.
I know.
So you're penalising them,
And
but the guys you should really be
the
going after
average
is the main
price,
ones.
which they're saying, I'm paying about 6p less than the average price anyway.
Lucky.
Ridiculous.
Well,
Somehow
we're what are we at the
petrol
moment?
is not more expensive
140
than
or
diesel
something.
here.
We're getting
Yeah,
like
yes, but-
135 around here.
Oh gosh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
really good.
I only fill up once a month, so it's difficult to tell.
I've
Once every
started
couple
to only
months.
fill up once a month, and of
Right.
course, new car means that I don't really know what I'm putting in the tank at any point. I haven't
long
got to a
as
point now
no
where
one
I've gone, oh, I've used a quarter of a tank. It's going to cost
Right,
me
this
this
is
much
really
money.
good. I am currently running, you'll like this,
Yeah.
at 30 frames a second until Minotaur joined the game. As
Could
soon
you
as
send
Minotaur,
me a code?
I
You're
can.
saying
As
it's
soon as Minotaur joined the
Minotaur's
game,
fault.
I dropped 10 frames.
Is it because you're hosting that it causes the issue?
This might be the problem.
I mean,
I can't see.
there you go.
Play with Willow and host, right?
I do, yeah, and it was fine.
You don't
Never
have
an
the
issue.
same problem.
No, never an issue.
We'll have to try it without XSplit on at some point and see if that's
Right,
actually the culprit.
I'm going to go back to things. So bear with me a second.
And
So I'm
check
going to
your
set this
graphics
going live
card
again.
settings and everything else. But
Yeah,
because it was low FPS in Minecraft as well.
It was.
Which
I'll be right
that
back.
is a yes.
Hello.
That is
makes me
a good
think there
point.
is definitely something weird going on.
So I am in game. There we are.
I don't know how Mech Warrior is.
MechWarrior doesn't have an issue at all. But it's not. No, the graphics requirements for MechWarrior are much lower than this. Much lower.
You've basically
MechWarrior-
just frozen. That's
MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries isn't too bad, but yeah. Okay, so back in game. People are joining.
13
Things
frames
are
a second.
10 frames a second.
I'm on
which
my
is
way.
excellent.
At the moment, I'm streaming your stream.
Excellent. Good. I'm glad to see you're
Stream
doing.
a little stream of me.
I'm going to quickly go back to the pretzel rocks. No.
I
I'm
do
going
like
back
the
to here.
fix-it tip that's come up though.
What's that? Don't let
Now we
violence play
have to
anything.
load the game for you all over again.
Oh,
Oh, don't go there. That's just mean.
I've got to fix it. Tip number 11. Am I real?
You just do that and force
Something
the
I
leak
ask
out.
for myself
And then back-
every single day.
So go back to recipe, switch, go do what I was doing a minute ago, which is switch off that. So there we are. So we're back to where we were before all this kicked off with our calculation that shows us our amount of wire and steel that we know we can make with the copper, iron and coal that we have. But actually we have more coal than that. The only question I do have is, we need to get into the game to find this out as well, which is going to be fun. I kept saying we've got more coal. We've got 780. Is Ari using all of it already? Is the question. Now I'm going to fly over there and find out because Mr. S
Yeah,
can't.
that's what I was wondering if you're replacing stuff. It seems to be a big mix of we've got this, but we're not replacing stuff.
We're going to replace stuff. Yes, we're going to get rid of this one portion. I think tiny portion of the Ari factory. But I'm
I
just going
heard
to
my
check.
name.
You did. I mentioned your. Sorry, it wasn't in vain. It was only nice things. I said nice things about you. You're fine.
Wait,
We
the
are
job.
using it more than once.
I'm on my way back to you.
This
So
is
you're
going to be
probably
interesting.
in a
then.
train and then
Nope, I am in a tube.
Okay.
Inner tube.
I have
What are you with tire?
Yes, I have resorted to my inner being.
No comment.
Oh, brilliant.
What particular tyre are you? Is the question.
I
Right.
cleaned
now,
my car this week.
a good
cleaned it?
year.
Yeah, I cleaned it. It was the day that it rained. I didn't know it was going to rain.
Oh. Well, you
I
know
cleaned
what? You love this because it's ironic you mentioned that. Today I took my car to my parents and my dad's going to clean it for me. I've not been able to see them for ages, and the
No,
first thing I
of
do with the
course.
car once, I literally had to charge the battery up to move it.
Oh my god.
And he's gonna dad's gonna have a go at see if he can demoss.
Have we just had an
the
autosave?
thing. It did glitch briefly, but I think that's
Because
joining.
I've moved. I'm not where I used to be.
Oh, I did save it earlier.
Okay.
To the bottom belt. So I'm looking at I'm
When
following the coal along.
Everyone just disappeared. And I should probably save this just in case.
Yes. So I deliberately saved it after you all vanished.
Not like we've done a lot tonight, but I know that there's some building going on, so it's worth doing. I'm
So-
still on your stream because I want people to see what you're looking
I'm
at.
trying to. Oh god, there's going to be gas. That's going to hurt. Go through the
There's
gas.
gonna be
Ignore the
gas.
Use explosives.
It's the
it's
new-
update 8, isn't it?
Ah,
It's the
Not
new
yet.
Daniel Day-Lewis film.
Oh.
There will be gas.
there is gas.
You could have just skipped the gas
Right.
because we knew that
Gas.
was there.
Gas.
Jumping Jack Flash.
Right.
We're gonna step on the gas.
Oh, this is not good. This is not good.
I already got what I was on about.
1, 2. Oh god. 2, 4, 6, 8,
Who do we appreciate?
12. Yes, all the above. 12, 14,
Anyway.
16, 18, 20. Fuck.
20 fuck. We've got okay. So we've got 20 fuck coal power station things.
No, what we have is one belt of coal at 780,
Yeah.
and we're using 300 for our coal-fired power stations
Yeah.
off that belt.
Yes.
Oh, the coal-fired power stations can go.
Well, they can, but I also remember there's another belt of coal. So I'm wondering
There
if
is
we can
another
power
belt
them
of
off that
coal. We
instead.
did something to it the other week. We've used it for something the other week.
Do we lick it? Do we poke it? Do we flood
Maybe.
it?
I don't know.
It was
Should we see if
doing
we-
explosives, I think.
See if we can find it. If I
Again,
bring my,
I can blame Harry
my
for that
game
one.
back in there. First of
Or
all,
Gerbil.
There you are.
you'll notice the
Yep.
quality of the
I have
game
purples in chat.
increases significantly when I stop streaming Vimus's game.
Yeah, everything gets better when you don't do what I'm doing.
Where was it now? I
have to say,
remember where it
wasn't
was,
as good as
but
the one you did.
That's okay. It's fine.
Oh, it's interesting. Coal goes in there as well. Oh, that coal supplying the
That's the
steel
second line up.
factory.
yes,
And then
that's
you just
right.
need to do one. Oh, okay. Then what we could probably do here.
How you
take a
doing,
more
Purple? How you
leisurely
doing, well?
route up, 'cause you've got it up to here, and then take a leisurely route up past the
Underneath there. Up here. Over there. Under there.
waterfall.
Up here. Then
Past
down
the
here.
waterfall. What?
Up here.
Over there instead
Yeah,
of just.
make a bigger loop.
Where's it gone? Oh, it's
If that
gone
makes
there.
sense.
Okay.
So rather than
here.
using 3x3, we use 6x6.
Ooh. Purple has made to a new abode. She's in her body and she
It's
has
what I'm
Wi-Fi.
Well done.
Congrats. This is a good thing. It means
What do you
basically
think?
you
So-
don't do anything now.
Don't
Ooh.
Coal,
think at the
coal
moment.
is going into
Okay.
gas filters.
Yeah, and if you keep going,
I was just gonna take
I'm
it
just
up
following the
some
other
more.
coal.
Is
Okay.
there more
Oh,
coming
my
out
life.
the same?
All right,
If
okay.
we
No,
split it, we
I'm
split
happy
it,
with
I
that
see.
one.
So the way it
I'll
works
go
is,
concentrate at looking at the other end and looking at putting
Oh
a
God,
station
she's getting
in that
closer
can
to-
do 4.
1.3 miles
They take
away.
4 carriages.
Yeah.
So I'll go one on the
1.3
other end.
miles.
Well,
That's quite close.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish this
That-
tonight.
Here's a question: is that closer than I
Yeah,
am
but it's
from you?
worth
Yes,
it if I
it is
just
actually
I thought
step
it was.
back and let you do what you're doing.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
about, I
And
guess,
I'll work
2.5,
on
3
another
miles away.
part of the
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Where she lives, like directly in the middle of the two of you now.
Probably
Wouldn't that,
yes.
Wouldn't that be ironic?
That would be it. It's once I'm allowed to go out for
25
beers
minutes
again, we
to
can go out for
try
beers.
and do this.
when you do, because we need a big celebratory. Oh gosh, it's this. I forgot it was this. This is a mess.
No, stop it. Stop it. So,
Like I'm under the heading of room for improvement then.
so,
Probably.
No, it's fine as is, but I don't know that we can split off coal from it. That's all.
so the old coal is going to the steel production thing.
Yes, it is.
That steel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to work out what we're doing with that in a minute. I don't know how much is coming out of that that coal production though. The pure coal, the other coal, is got 300 to the power, and then the
Of-
rest of it's going to Ari. Out
well,
of 780.
we could take that 300 off, get rid of the power because we don't need it anymore.
Well, what I was thinking was, can we steal it off the steel line, and then we've got a whole 780 to ourselves.
What are we using the steel for? Because it depends if we're
Well-
using all this steel or not.
That's what I'm just working out now. So we've got one. I'm going to try and work out how many foundries we've got here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 4.
Right.
It's obviously 24 by 40 is 960. That works.
960.
Does
That's
that work?
Well, we're bringing. No, hang on. That doesn't work. We're bringing in more than one.
Belt's worth. Yeah, that's
Belt.
my point. There's another belt coming in. That's why.
Yeah, there's another belt coming in the other side.
I know. Is there though?
Yeah, there is. It's here.
Oh yeah, so it is.
And
Oh,
we're
balls.
running that from
Miles away.
miles and miles and miles away because I remember putting this in. It's coming from the road, actually, but
24 by 60 was it?
actually,
Was it
there's
really?
nothing attached to this.
Stop it
Or
a
is this
second.
me? Is this a...
No,
No,
it's
it's
the
a
coal
graphical
input I'm
page.
looking at, Ram.
It's all right.
That's the coal input I was looking at, not the ingot output. I wanted to work out how much coal we're consuming here. That's why, not the output rate of the steel ingots. I don't care about that because I know we're using all of it. I was trying to work out.
So we're
the
using
portion- This
960.
belt here. Yeah, which means we've got to work out backwards, which is a nightmare. So we didn't put our signs up, did we?
No, well, we weren't doing signs at this point.
No.
We were just
should have
on
put
the
signs
cusp of doing signs.
up. I don't think we can split it if that's the case.
I don't think we can. Our best bet is to get rid of coal power.
So let's do something slightly different. Let's assume. Well, we can get rid of the coal power if you want. We only need 6 coal though.
We only need.
So
well, that's okay.
Yeah.
We just split that off from the coal power, and then it's just not as efficient as it was.
we just take some of the coal. Well, yeah, we could do that. Leave the coal power there then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take it away.
Mhm.
That should be fine. We're going to lose, or 4.8. We're only going to lose 120 out of that, so that's not a disaster.
If we stick a smart splitter on it and put the overflow to power,
yes, that's
and
not unreasonable.
and atomic batteries to
Whatever
I can't
it may be.
remember
So if I bring up,
it was.
so if I bring up the recipe again, so not the recipe, the
chart.
thing. Chart. Here we go. So the chart is up. If I set our, so currently it's consuming 600 coal, which leaves 180 on the belt. Yeah, sorry, Purple, we're back on maths again. Apologies. We have 780 belt coming in.
Whilst the maths
We're only
goes
gonna
on,
use Yes.
once Vim is able to go out and have things again, there
Yes.
is a certain beef-based eatery that we haven't been to for a very, very long time that we really need to go back to.
I
That'd be very
agree.
nice. That'd be very nice. Give me good solid steel. I'm going to add solid steel into the list of recipes we're going to use here. It's still. Oh right! If you just change the recipe, it just bumps up the steel pipe production.
Is solid steel what happens when Max Steel and Solid Snake have a child?
Possibly.
Oh, that sounds painful.
It doesn't sound. There's plenty of. Yeah, not good. So solid steel basically just makes the coal iron more efficient.
Yeah,
So we've got the recipe. We might as well
which
use
is
it.
good. We need some efficiency.
And we're only going to use it.
Solid steel.
That is the. It's a one. A double. Oh, that's a good point. What's it? Oh, we actually got it in game. I assume we have.
Yeah, we've got everything. Is that turning it into ingots first?
It's iron ingots plus coal equals steel ingots.
Yeah,
It's the
so
same.
you make the iron ingots first.
Oh, I see what you mean. Right.
And it
Okay,
slightly
sorry.
improves the rate by processing the ore first and then combining with coal.
So you go from 400 to 600. You actually gain 50% extra, which
Yeah.
is lovely. So we'll do that
For
then.
adding in some smelters as a step.
That reduces the number of constructors I need, which is great.
Cool.
It's not 120 anymore. It's now down to 80, 70. It's quite nice. And it's a nice even number of double smelters. We double smelt. We don't need as much iron ore doing that either. That's interesting. Hold on a minute. That only requires 2 iron ore nodes as well.
Yeah, that's what you got it set to at the moment, I believe. Or, oh no, because it. Yeah, because it's just, it's
yeah, I
equal
have.
the iron to coal.
It is, but if I up that to 900, what does it do? It eats 900 coal, so the limit should be. So what I should do then is go to the coal and set at 780.
Yeah, that's why we had the 780 from before.
Yes, so we can max out steel 780 steel pipes basically.
Yeah, because it's 1-to-1 on coal.
Yeah.
Two
Is it
two
worth
impures
bothering?
is 600, says Ramrod, which
He's absolutely right. No, he's
He's
right.
right.
We've got access to. We don't need them really.
The extra
Yeah.
iron can go into making extra wire if you wanted to use up the whole.
yeah,
Oh.
that's not a bad shout.
If you
That's
put a
an
limit.
interesting idea. So if we say,
If you turn on, there's a copper ingot recipe for.
yeah, what we could do then is just to change it from where it is now. Steel pipes will set items to maximum 780, and then we'll maximize the wire.
Yeah, this is what I thought we got to this stage like an hour ago.
We
No,
did,
we
but that
didn't.
was an hour ago, and things have happened since
And
then.
it got
There's been.
changed for some reason.
Yeah, there's
I
four.
think we got excited about a different recipe, didn't we?
We'll have to double check something. Okay, so we'll double check that now, Ramel, because I think it's too impure and too pure. So let's just double check.
We definitely
just
got
check-
2 impure by where I am right now. The ones that we've just capped the one off.
No, I think he's right actually. I think they are 2600s. I put the overclockers in, didn't I? And they were 240, so he's right. Oh my god, really? Did I forget that? Don't come this way, Mr. Ash, you might crash. Just I think he's right, you know. I think it's the 2 that we're already using. I've just overclocked them recently, and I think I put them up to 600. I didn't need to, but oh dear me. Right. Back
And
to
is
the
that an
calculator.
impure node?
We have
Or is that a
2
normal node?
normal, 2 normals.
2 normals, and the other 2 are impure.
So we've actually got a theoretical input of 1800 iron.
Yes. We can get so much wire out of this. If you turn on
so-
the other recipes.
And what was the other recipe called?
This, I don't know what they're called. They're something to do with copper ingots, and there's some to do-
iron wire is the one you're thinking of, isn't it?
There's an iron wire one, but there's also an ingot as well, an alloy copper.
Oh. If I type the
Search
word
for copper
ingot,
in the search, you might find it.
I'll search for ingot because that might find it. Copper alloy ingot.
Yeah, is that the one that uses iron, a mix of iron and...
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So that's another way
Um,
you can use it.
So anything that makes... Okay, what I'll do is I'll switch on all the ones that make copper and all the ones that make iron and see what it suggests.
Well, you don't want to turn on the water one.
I'll turn it on, but I can... Oh, I can leave them off actually. Doesn't matter then, does it? Right, that should work. Lovely. Isn't that grand? Okay. So we've got 1800 iron going in now. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause it'll send some of the iron up to mix with the copper to produce more steel.
It doesn't make any more steel pipes because we're coal limited.
Makes a bit of wire though, doesn't it?
What I might
Yeah.
suggest we do, yes, nearly 4,000 wire.
Oh, 'cause it's using a mixture of iron, wire, and wire.
Yeah.
Because you...
I mean, it's kind of beautiful, really.
I like it. I like the audacity of that much wire being made.
That's
I don't know what we're
beautiful.
going to do with it. That's the thing. That's why.
No,
it's,
we've already got
Don't
wire
care.
going in storage.
I know.
Really don't care.
Just to
I know.
sync with all the
You just want to
No,
do
no,
it
no.
so we've got a big factory.
No,
don't you?
wait a second. You know what we're going to do with the wire? We know what we're going to do with the wire already.
Well, we know what we're going to do with some of it, but I'm not sure what we're going to do with 40.
Well, the question is, are
Thousands
there
of
any
it.
other recipes for steel pipes that we can bump steel pipes up with?
I don't know.
So
No.
if I go back, is
I
that the
don't
maximum?
think I don't think you can. No, there's no alternative recipes for steel pipes.
That's mean.
And we're already using the alternative steel recipe.
Steel frames. Steel frames? What's steel recipe? Get rid of the word ingot. Look for steel frames. Steel frame. Modular frames. Modular frame. What about modular frames?
We don't need modular frames for this.
Oh, made out of pipe. Ah, right. No. It's not what I'm getting at. The reason I said bump the pipe quantity up, because if we can get more pipe, then we can make more stators. More stators
Can't
means
make-
more
yeah.
motors.
Coal is your limiting factor on
Yeah,
the
coal limit.
pipes.
Because what we can then, because we've got a lot of rotors. We do have a lot of rotors, and we can bump the rotors up and down if we need to, I think. So, the maximum number what I'm looking for here is maximum wire to make solid state computers, which you don't need a lot for. Really don't. We can actually probably make more. Can we
You
make?
need a fair amount of wire there, but not as much as you're going to be making.
I mean, we're going to use 1800. No, sorry, I can't count.
You
That's,
should have a
12,
total
1300.
somewhere. If you go to
It-
items.
Does. You are correct. 1149. But what I'm
You're only
thinking
using
is,
a third of what you're actually going to make with that.
which is fine. Is there a way of making wire into crystal oscillators? Or, yeah, crystal oscillators possibly. because that'll help with motor production. Because we're going to make stators, but we'll worry about that later. Let's just.
No, there isn't. Well, you
okay.
use wire. You can use wire to make cable
Wire to make cable.
and to make reinforced iron plates.
Because I think what we'll do then, if we try and consume, we try this recipe with this thing we're looking at right now, which is this combination of steel pipes and wire.
Yeah.
Make the maximum we can out of that. Worry about the rest of it later.
Some of the iron out of that to do the reinforced.
Oh, right, the reinforced plate. Oh. See, it gets complicated even more.
And that's reverting back to the slower crystal oscillator recipe that doesn't use the AI limiters.
Well, we're only using that because it makes sense to use it. Because we've got them being made. But this is where, other things come along, where we can bump up motor outputs differently, can't we, and then consume that. We don't need we need that many. Just build this and see what happens.
Right.
Or
I would just get that little factory.
Let's get that one bit done.
Make steel pipes and wires done.
Yeah.
Because that way you've got some numbers to put into your other
calculations.
Other calculations. That's right.
Yes. All right. Let's do this.
That's the way you should look at that. That's the main project, but you need to split it off into smaller ones.
Yes.
And this is the first small project to do.
So it's going to be fun. So, Mr. Stephen, you'll like this. So we've got 50 smelters in one. We've got 19.5 foundries in one of them. 39 constructors. 57.6 constructors. Always nice to see.
Can you
and
share
80.
that?
I can. That button there, I think, is the thing. And then I will paste that where I need to paste it. Which will be where the other one was.
Minder's channel.
There it is. You all have access to that now. Right. So what we need to start off with is to make sure we've got all of these miners up and running. Just need to find where the other one's gone. That's coal. Because there's only one there. Where's the other one gone? There's another one around here somewhere. Is it across the road? Or was I only going to use one of those? Is that why it said 600? No, we said there was two.
The iron? No, you were going to use two of them.
Where's the other normal one gone?
There's two impures where we were.
Yep, and there's one.
I don't know where the normal ones were, but I knew.
I've got to look at the bloody map now.
I think there were two of them.
Right, in which case,
South.
back to the map we go. Here's the interactive map, people. There you go.
No.
Below the cliff edge. Oh, you've given me a message already. Let me have a look on the thing there. So if I go back, this way. So we've got the 6. That's the first of the normal ones. And what is it over here?
Oh wow!
Past the nitrogen pipes. Past the nitrogen pipe. Heading towards the cliff edge. I see green guff. Oh, this is where a monitor crashed. Right. Okay, I'm with you.
Mhm. On the sides.
Away from the gas. Okay, this way. Is it up there? No, it can't be up there. There's a dude over there. Let's avoid him for the minute. Actually, you know what? Let's go and get rid of him. Ah.
I don't know where you are.
Ah, he's alive still. Bugger. 1 second. Bear with me a second.
Oh, you're over there.
Oi, stand still and
You're
be
talking
killed.
about the two iron nodes that are...
Normal.
Yeah, the two normal ones next to Mr. X.
They're not normal.
They are normal according to the map.
They're both impure.
No, the ones south of you.
So
The
there's
two
one
north of
underneath
you are
Harry's-
impure on the map. There are two south of you which are normal.
It's the other side.
Which
I know
are
where the one of them is. It's
planes,
underneath Ari's
apparently.
structure. Or is that another one that we haven't used?
Huh? There are two being used that are both normal.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought there was one. Yes, that's fair enough.
Is that those are two that you're thinking of?
There's one there.
It might be.
I hope it's not.
It might
Yeah,
be.
it is. Damn. Okay. We've actually
Well, there
got
are
more here
two-
than we thought.
There are two normal nodes over to the west as well that
So
aren't being used.
I was gonna nick the
If you want ones
one.
that aren't being used, there are 2 that aren't.
Okay. Right. So we've got the 2 here that there's 2 that Ari's underclocked to 150 each to run his foundries for copper. He's using the mixed copper nut ingot recipe.
Right.
Where Mr. S is, are the 2 impure ones.
Yeah, and then
So I understand that.
if you look on the map,
The in-game map. Oh, fucking hell. Yep, I'm zooming in. Zoom.
to the west of where you're standing,
Oh, there's 2 there, isn't there? There's 2
there's
normal
2
ones
normal
there.
nodes there that aren't being used yet.
And there's the one... Okay, I was going to steal the one that is being used, but... Holy crap, there's another one north... Oh, we are using that one.
Yeah,
There's so much around here. This is insane.
Yeah, there's a lot going on around there. So
I mean... In theory... That's near the nitrogen pipes. Ah, right, okay. Thank you, SRAM rods. I get there eventually, honestly. I mean... In theory... I'm just thinking we could crank up the output from the 2 that Ari isn't using. The 2 that Ari's using, they're on 150 right now. They could be running a lot faster than that. Or we could steal the output from them. We get 450 out of each of them. So we'd have 900 from those 2, plus the 600 from the 2 impures, and the 600 from the other one.
how much iron do you want?
I don't really want that much to be
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And start making the iron plates and go down the other recipe for
let's not do that. Let's not. Well,
oscillators.
I mean, my original plan was to just use the 3 nodes. So if I go back to the... Well, we escalated to 4 nodes. If we drop the iron ore input from 1800 to 1200, which would be 2 impure... Sorry, 2 impure and 1 normal.
It should only drop your wire.
It has only dropped the wire to only 2600.
Which is still twice as much as you need.
So let's just do that. Let's not get overly complicated. We've got access to 3 easy nodes that are quite close together. And we'll worry about the other 2 later. We can always add more if we need to, or build another factory. I mean, and that sounds ridiculous because we were talking about building fast factories. It's still going to be quite big.
Oh, we've got a problem.
I'm coming to you to find out what that is.
It's,
What is the issue?
You'll see in a sec.
I can see it's red.
Yeah.
I see why it's red.
Yeah.
I see why. Let me see if I can resolve that issue for you.
Oh, it's going into the
It's
factory.
going into the machine above.
The machine wasn't built high enough.
It wasn't the fault of the person that built it. Didn't know.
You'd almost think that he built it, wouldn't you?
I didn't. But it can be done. Is it both of them? Should we put it back again for a sec, so I can see that again.
Yeah, hang on.
Is
Sorry,
it-
just let me
No, you're
just do.
I just want to see if it's 1 or 2 of
That's-
those. Just
There you
the
go.
just the one machine.
Just the one needs to be a bit higher.
Let me have a look at the other end.
Actually, could you, no, it is the actual machine as well.
It is the machine, yeah. Not a lot. It's not a lot.
For a
too
second,
low.
I thought it was not just
I
the
mean,
machine, but it is.
yeah, and it's right in the wrong spot as well, which is annoying. What we'll do, I know what we'll do. We'll just.
Could it
I'm
be
gonna
squeezed onto
bastardize
the
this.
other end?
I had to think about that, but I'm gonna just. Yeah, it doesn't need that much space. Then
Oh,
can we
you're just
drop-
gonna put in some lifts and
Yeah, just put some conveyor lifts in. Just take that out. Take that out. I've run out of I can even box.
Oh
it
no,
there.
no! It's doing the machine next to it as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got an
Yeah.
overlay. Okay, that's 2 machines is easier than 1 actually.
I also
Say
don't
out
have
loud.
all the stuff for this. I need some Is that motors?
Yeah, I've got too much stuff for this, which is fine because I've got my bags are full of raw rubbish. I don't need. Just grab my boxes. Turn it, Mr. Stephen. You did say yeah, you could turn it. It's an autosave, I think. I've got a resume game. I can't unresume.
Your
finish.
Stream's gone a bit funny.
No, it's all right. I know. It's meant to be like that.
It's in the pause menu.
Oh, I
The
see.
pause menu.
Oh yeah.
It was
Sorry.
it was auto saving and pausing at the same time. Sorry,
Auto
it was,
save has.
Auto pause.
Yeah. Let's go down here a second. Grab
Auto
the
save
box I left.
repair. Auto save replace.
You did it. Thank you.
I got it at least once a stream.
It's part of the contract, isn't it?
Wait, you're
Okay.
getting paid?
Apparently. Right, does it fit now? Or
I don't know.
You're not
I'm
here, are
trying
you?
to. I'm not here.
you've got the I'm going to assume it is.
trying
I'm
to
going to finish doing what I'm doing.
I've got everything apart from the motor, the turbo motors. I don't know where the turbo motors are.
You don't need turbo motors for these.
For Mark 3s.
Oh, Mark 3 in it. Damn it. I
14ers.
might have one. Bear with me a second.
If you got,
Um,
how many is it to do this?
I've got turbo motors if you need them.
If you got 3 of them,
Oh, 24.
brilliant.
I'll put them on the floor down by the thingy.
I'm on my way.
Lovely. I say that out loud. Of course, I've actually got to do that first. I'm going to need a bag space to actually split it. Three you want, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It is waiting for you when you arrive. I'm not going to build anything else.
Not
until
enough
you've told me
space.
to.
What can I get rid of? I'm sure there's stuff I can get rid of here that I don't need.
No, I can't build it. No, I can't.
I had screws in here last week, so there must be something.
I'm trying to think. It's going to be. Is that about right?
Is that rubber? I don't need rubber, do I?
And no, I haven't put rubber on the floor. I put turbo motors down there for you.
No, I'm looking at my thing,
No,
seeing if.
before I do anything
seeing what
else, does that fit? It will fit. So you
That
can do it any orientation you want. Lovely.
fits. That's the same orientation as the other one.
To the one.
Mhm.
This is going to look really ugly what I'm about to do, but we'll go with it anyway. And this is going to be genuinely horrible. In fact, what I might do is just do that. Yep, that's fucking ugly. In fact, I'm going to put those walls back in again.
I'll come up there in a minute and see what you've actually.
Oh, I'm embarrassed by this.
What
slightly.
decisions have you made?
Yeah, it's the decision-making process that's caused the issue. It's
Oh
fine.
wow, I see what you're doing. That's
It's a choice, mate. It's a choice.
It was a
That's the right
choice.
choice. That's connected to that.
it works. That's the important thing.
We'll do a cheat on it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
So Automod has held the message fugly.
Fugly's a good one. You can't do that. That's been pasted. Where are they connected to? They're connected to that, to there, that, to there. Right, they're running again. Copper sheet production, off we go. So that's back. That's Satisfactory. Yeah, it looks ugly, but it works. In fact, what I'm going to do, because I can.
We've got the 2 miners on, even if they're not doing anything. I've just realised the massive mistake I've made.
What's that?
I've put the power in front of the output for the miner.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
just put a power pole up. Just put one power pole up.
No, we'll just bring the power down the side of it instead.
Or
No,
bring
the
it from the
foundation's
building
got-
above. I don't know. There you go.
This
I'm going to box it into
no,
now. Besides, you don't know what
Oh,
we're
you
going to do with the
can't.
floor yet. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the other one round. No, I can't because I haven't got bag space.
Are you going to put power into the floor?
yeah.
Just
It's the way to do it.
Oh dear. No, it's going to look ugly because it always looks bad if the cable goes into the floor and disappears nowhere.
Underfloor cabling. Interesting.
Yeah, that's
underfloor
fine.
cabling.
We always do underfloor cabling. That's the thing. But
It is. We have done it with
when you're
everything.
doing it with machines like this, it's a pain.
Somebody destroyed the other miner and just left.
What?
The bot.
Where's the other miner gone?
I've got it in my bag
Okay.
because I think
Theft.
I have thefted it.
Are you gonna reorientate to
Put
do
them
it?
towards each other because I think that might be actually work because
And
they're going to
then-
end up on one belt.
Then have a
We'll do that in a minute.
like a travelator in the middle.
Well,
We'll do something with that. So we need to get a second
Gladiators
one.
are ready.
There is a way to make
the,
it look good. There probably is, mate.
Do you not have any overclocks in these panels?
No, sorry, I did, yes.
Alright, I've just put one in there, but
Thank you. There we go. Done.
I'm just going to get them both overclocked. Make sure they're both overclocked.
Right.
Yeah.
The other one is done, yeah. It should be, anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so, all the
These
flooring.
produce 300 each, so 600 total. Yep.
Yeah, and then the other one, they'll go on to one belt, and then the other one will do one belt. Look at let me quickly check my thing again. If I actually go to the right thing, that is. There we go. Ram, there's always a way to make it look better, honestly. I am 100% behind you on that. Yeah. Actually, we're not going to... I lie. We're not going to combine the two.
Are we not?
No, we're not. We're going to combine... Oh, interesting. We're not. We're going to use 300 for something else. We'll come back to that in a second. Because I'm going to look at what Ram suggested. Ram suggests you can place a pillar level with the floor and place a wall power nub in the pillar and remove the pillar. Oh, right, yeah, yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. You are right. I mean, that is weird. That just looks weird, doesn't it?
I have no problems with having power coming out the floor at all.
I want a nub to be there. I won't touch a nub, man. I'd rather just put a pillar in, but that's a power of everything. Doesn't matter.
Power of attorney.
Power of attorney. We need a location to build for 12 foundries and 30 smelters.
12 foundries and 30 smelters.
Mm-hmm.
What about
Now, they
under
don't
the
have to be
storage?
together. They don't have to be together. I'm not going anywhere near the storage because there's other things that... Because there can be roads going underneath that and all sorts
Oh,
of
I
shit.
see.
I'm not
Oh,
going
yeah, okay, that makes
this
sense.
side of the road.
That makes sense. Ah, well, okay, this side of the road is a bit more complicated.
Because I think the machines we're heading towards, the ones that Ari's built, will eventually get superseded.
Possibly.
But not the quick wire Caterium ones. Those are the ones we're right underneath. Of course not. Why would we want to do that? Because they're only making... no, they will get superseded because they're making area limiters. We're going to get all that copper back again. And the control rods. Yeah, that whole factory will get deleted at some point. Oh god, that means we're going to get more resources back.
Yes.
I'm
Hold on a minute. Brain fart. Have we calculated this off the back of the copper that Ari's already using?
God knows.
I think we didn't.
You're just using a pure copper node, aren't you?
We were using two
normal one.
impures.
Where is the copper? Where's the copper we were working on?
We haven't figured that out yet.
No, there's copper right Ari's using. I wonder if it was just we use Ari's copper.
Oh, there wasn't there? It's
no,
over
that's
by
different copper node.
it's over by his factory, I think, isn't it?
Is this factory's right next to us?
Didn't you look at? Weren't we here an hour and a half ago?
Yeah. Where the fuck have I lost
exactly
it?
This.
Have I lost
Yeah.
it? Save.
Frequently.
Map. Well, that's touche, mon ami, touche. Where are the nodes, and why can't I see? Right, hold on a second. Copper's there. They're both claimed. Is that's that one? That's the one we're going to steal. He said out loud. Well, that's iron, not copper.
What
Oh,
I'm
that's the
gonna do-
copper. Fuck's sake.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to just switch over to Vimus's stream, and I'm just going to head off for a
Oh,
quick
wrong.
comfort break.
Have
and
some
I will-
comfortable times.
I will see you all in a matter of minutes.
Jiffy.
I won't be in a
Well,
jiffy.
Yeah, I can see
But-
Vimus moving around in the background of his stream.
Sorry, yeah, I've just gone. I've changed it back. Yeah, sorry.
See you later.
See you
Yeah.
later, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's this other copper node. So we're actually going to end up with 2 copper nodes later, which should be funny as fuck. Oh.
So Germany is driving a manual train over the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's because I am getting ready to remove and then reinsert MooCorp Alpha. So I'm sidelining the trains so that I can edit them without breaking and stopping any of the trains from running.
That's why all the trains are over there.
Yes.
And I've not had any test trains come through my test track.
Ah, sorry. I will be getting those. Oh,
Collision.
Fast,
Collision.
derail train. Yeah, that's fine. Right.
It's
Okay.
fine. We're derailing trains and it's fine. What's going on?
That's okay. No, they're all back again. Right. Okay. Now I can strip MooCorp Alpha, or the station anyway.
I'm going to go down here. I'm going to build a.
So the third whirligig has now got a double layer. And the station directly on top of it
Right.
has a bypass as well. So you're not stuck waiting for things in the station.
Okay.
If the game wants to work with bypasses, it doesn't always.
Okay?
If a train's decided it's using a track, it's going to wait for that track.
Well, I'll just get rid of the bypasses because they'll evidently not work.
I need to build.
It's not
Then-
like you're waiting for too long.
Yeah, they might work, but there are some things.
It all depends if it wants to go into the station or not.
If you don't ask
The
it
game-
to go into
the-
the station,
The game's logic isn't very smart with multiple tracks
Do I ignore that?
and multiple routes.
well, we'll keep it in. Just in case.
Yeah, they might improve it eventually,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
at the
exactly.
moment the
Well,
train logic
exactly.
isn't the best.
What you're seeing me do
Shortest distance. Yeah, the train will take the shortest distance it can.
is I'm
So
trying
you have
to
to make the
take
train station line
all
longer.
this belt crap that goes around this corner
Which I
that way
think it is.
and just move it over
Right,
there temporarily because I want to use this space where these belts are.
Yeah, the bypass needs to be shorter. Yeah. Yes, if you want side stations, you have to put them off a distance to get them to work properly.
Question is, how many belts
then
do I
Not
have?
a long
1, 2,
distance, but they are
Yeah, and have your
a
straight
bit
line.
shorter.
Have your
come
straight
down
line
to
track
there.
as your
1, 2, 3, 4. Is it just those? Yes, it is.
main.
They don't get
your main
used in
route.
here, do they? No, they do not. We don't currently use that, so I'm going to steal that from there quickly. Think if I'm right. Ah! Damn it. Come here, you. Thank you. Too high. So run a quick. Yeah, run a concrete foundation, be alright, actually. We'll do that. Just the one. I just quickly sorting this out because I'm going to put a temporary miner in here and then build around it.
So what else is happening on the trains front?
Okay. Well, I'm just putting in the.
I
freight
was
platforms now.
about to explain that
Oh, sorry.
for
Go
the
ahead.
people who aren't around us.
Yes, what are you two doing?
What I have done is there is now a line where you can get from crude couplings to Amazit
Okay.
direct. So wherever we want the terminal that drops off the plastic and the rubber, it can go anywhere along that line. You can take it off of the line. That will be fine because there is rail to do it.
Yeah, we can just branch off this current rail network somewhere.
At crude couplings, there is a lower network, which then takes resources and puts it into an upper network, and vice versa. The upper
We should have on the map
network,
this actually, shouldn't I? Where's the map? There we go. So
The upper network then goes up to where the plastic and rubber
so
production
that's-
is going to be.
Yeah, when we
Where's crude
eventually get
couplings?
to that.
All right. So to be honest, it'd be easier to walk around and show people it a little bit later on.
Also,
Yeah, the
standing up
rails.
here, it renders the space elevator, but it doesn't render Amazit, so it's just floating.
Yeah. Nice. We like things that float.
Yeah, the space elevator's got a much longer render distance.
It's always on.
Yeah.
Autosave.
Hmm.
I won't try disconnecting.
Hello,
then.
everyone.
Hello
Welcome back.
again.
Finish. So I've made a decision about something, Mr. S, and you can help
Okay.
with it. It's to make us a bit more space in
Oh,
the area.
wow. Where am I?
Autosave.
You were in autosave.
But
Yeah,
I
that
guess
was your save finishing.
Actually, I'm going to change. Let me turn it around. I think actually.
until I
wait,
know what's
that's it.
happening next with the trains, which might be
I'm almost
the oil
done.
facility,
Yeah.
then that might, well, until I know what I'm doing next, because I don't know
That's
that.
annoying, isn't it? I want to go underneath really, but the pipes are in the way.
And I think
Um,
I'm done for the evening. I will join you again.
No.
Well, I'll stay in chat, but
Yeah, that's fine.
Satisfactory and my laptop don't always go well together.
This is true. You are but behest to the performance limitations of the laptop. I fully understand your current situation.
My laptop's being rate limited.
No.
Ah, there you are.
That's all right. You're only allowed to build 600 items in this particular stream.
But if
But
you
what if I pay you $8 and it's 6,000?
6,000 items.
Yeah, I mean, and then what I'll do is I'll make it so that I'll make it attractive to you and only people who are like you, nobody else.
No.
And then-
Factories may only consume 6,000 megawatts of power a day.
Oh, that's
Players
true.
can
Yeah,
only
sorry, my
build
apologies. Yeah,
600 conveyor belts a day. You can no longer pet lizard doggos.
that's true. I forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah, there are instructions. There are rules for this.
That's true.
That's.
But don't forget, if you
I know
do
that-
pay,
Don't
you
forget
get
your fix it check
priority
mark.
access to petting lizard doggos as
Now-
well.
There are rumours about why Twitter have done this.
There
I know
are.
what the rumor is. It's
I don't know
brilliant.
if you've seen.
Yes.
There's a couple
Absolutely
of them.
brilliant.
The
There
one
are a
that seems to
couple
be
of rumours.
most prevalent is that they were using Amazon servers and Amazon sent them a big bill.
Yeah.
Oh, they said- no, the
replace
contract ran out.
Amazon with Google.
Yes. Google sent a big bill.
I've seen Amazon.
I've
but-
seen Amazon. I've seen
It's Google
both.
I saw.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd see
they,
Google.
they're using Amazon or Google,
And the contract ran out on the 30th and they didn't pay the bill,
Yeah.
and they're being rate limited by that
By them,
service,
yeah.
basically.
which I think is
I've
beautiful.
also seen that because they were trying to make it so that you have to log in,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
broke.
still passing 10 requests per second whenever anybody was loading anything in Twitter, including sitting in the you have to log in screen.
No, it was
Yeah.
the embeds put into different sites.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically, because they disabled those, DDoSed Twitter.
Yeah, they
they
DDoS
they
Kill
DDoS
themselves.
themselves,
They,
which is
they
brilliant.
DDoSed themselves.
It,
I mean,
it
there's a
doesn't
level of
help that
brilliance
when
there.
you log into Twitter, it then loads in all of the tweets that you've missed since
Yeah.
you last logged into Twitter. So, 600 messages that can go by in a second when you first actually access the website.
Oh, I mean, it's a
It's not
complete
600.
disaster.
It's not 600 tweets and messages though. It also includes comments.
Yes.
So you
So
could
if you-
read one tweet and its comment thread and be
And be over the limit.
up to your limit in no
It's a
time.
beautiful thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. I mean, you can't get much better than that level of stupidity. I mean, sorry, planning. It's a glorious thing, isn't it? Not. I'm really being really silly now. Right. Anyway, sorry. With this particular bill, are you back in the game properly?
I'm
Mr.
back in the game properly. What I had to do was open the back door because the temperature in here had shot. The basic temperature outside is around about 20-ish degrees at the moment. The temperature in here had shot up to 27 degrees.
Oh.
Just
That's
from
pretty
sitting
good.
here with a computer on.
Ah, it's disgusting.
I need some better ventilation, basically, but...
No, you need
rather
worse
than-
cooling on your computer.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Ramrod's been doing some reading.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Run.
Do the math on reading 6,000 posts a day. That would mean reading 250 posts an hour, every hour a day. Dude, I scroll
Yeah, but
through 250 posts in the space of about... It depends how what they call a read. How long do I have to pause to read something?
I don't-
250 posts an hour, that's very easy just to scroll through.
yeah.
Yeah, you scroll through that in about 10 minutes.
And that includes comments. You could scroll through a tweet with 100 comments on it.
Yeah. Depends,
Oh, you
depends
don't
what they
have to
call a
read
read.
the comments, it just has to load them.
Yeah.
First train is on its way back.
Interesting. Right.
I've had
Oh,
to
okay.
disconnect now, but yeah,
Okay.
that'll be good to watch.
Let's get rid of that
next
for a
time.
second. Now.
Right. Getting ready
2,
to
3,
set up the
1,
second one.
2.
I'm watching
Well-
with great interest.
Or I
what you're
don't
doing.
twit. That's a lot of reading. Idle. It's like it's like a fidget spinner for people. That's what it is.
A little bit.
What,
It's
Twitter?
a
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a
It's
fidget spinner.
also it's good if you follow the right news sites. It's really good because you're, up to the minute
Some of
news
it's quite
and breaking
handy,
news
yeah.
and stuff, which is kind of useful. But it's not like
Now
it
it's
used
just
to
broken
be. It
news.
used to be a really great platform for chatting to random people, but it's not anymore.
I do. I have to admit, I do like it for that stuff, but I know what you mean. It is a bit.
I mean, early days of
frustrating.
Twitter, I actually met people on Twitter who were interesting.
Careful with that. I follow
know.
some people that are interesting, but yeah, I know what you mean.
One of my accounts is followed by Stephen Fry, for example.
There you go.
That wouldn't have happened
No,
if, in
Back
modern
in the
Twitter
day.
because it's all about who can I talk at rather than who can I talk to.
well, who can they advertise that is more the point.
Basically,
Um,
that's
Now-
why one of the benefits of Twitter Blue, which just sounds like a porn thing,
it is a porn thing.
with
What do you
birds.
mean?
One of the benefits of that is you get better reach because they know that the people who use the platform most want the most people to see their messages.
Talking of
the-
Twitter virus, there's been another update from the XLR company.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes. In other words, we're not broken. We're not dead. The rumours
they're
about.
they're shutting one of their offices.
That's all they've done. They've shut an office that included most of the developers to Go XLR.
Yeah.
That's what they've done. The company still exists. The product still exists. They're going to put support back in
Well,
again,
it's not. Warranty's being covered by a different company though.
which is very weird. I have to admit.
But I think it's another company owned by the
What?
same people, maybe.
So just to clarify this, I use a Go XLR for my audio, so my mic goes into my Go XLR. The funny thing is, people who like to sell stuff went, "Oh my god, there isn't support! Quick, you must buy a new product." It's like, why? I haven't updated it. I have no, unless it's a security breach with it. I've absolutely no reason to buy a new product.
I think this is
That'd
be
this is the
stupid.
big thing, and there's not likely to be a security breach with basically a sound card. You've got an external sound card.
I mean, it's just like, stop making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah,
Although it
there's
is the
been
internet, so-
people saying, "Well,
You got to go and buy a Rodecaster Pro now and spend 700 quid. No, you
well
don't.
go buy the Rode products."
I mean,
There
Yeah,
is
I
a
mean, I would
cheaper-
love to.
There is
I
a
want
cheaper
one.
version than the Pro.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say you should buy the
but-
Rode products because they're great. If you're not going to buy
However-
Shure, buy Rode. That's
Was it? You probably saw it from the same person I saw it then, Virus.
I've seen it from a couple of people who I was following because of other things that have happened to do with Street because of what Twitch did recently.
Oh, I saw it come
right.
from. Saw it come from Bits saying
I think Bits might be one of the first to mention it, but it's somebody else, another
the Rode
service.
product anyway. But yeah,
I
the ones
mean, I
that
did
normally
Rode
cover
product
the Twitch news have been covering it as well.
Yeah. So, Mr. S,
mm-hmm.
my intention is as follows.
Right.
These three lines of crap going across the open space we want to use for our new factory.
Yes.
Because that's what I looked at and went, they're in the way. I'm temporarily, because they're only temporary lines anyway, this is the stupid thing. I'm temporarily put a new little road down the side here,
Yeah.
just to move them onto. So can you do me a favour and mark 5 belt 3 lots from those vertical conveyors all the way down this road for a second while I
All
work
the
out
way
where the
down?
fuck we're going to take them to? Yeah.
All
you've got
the
enough
way
material.
down.
Don't do it that way. No.
Don't do
Fail.
it that way. All right.
Instant fail. Because remember
You-
which direction they're going.
You didn't say that. You just said
I
might
did
have
say
felt.
from the vertical conveyor. Don't matter. But remember, it depends on the direction you build them in is the direction they'll travel.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Well, it's a while since we built any belts. We hadn't needed to. And then...
Well, it's a while
gonna
since
go
we built belts without there having machines there in.
inherently in place.
Inherently
Yeah,
in
I
place.
know. This is going to be so close. It's not going to reach. Is it going to reach? Oh, it will reach. Beautiful. Is the bottom belt ingots? I think
No.
it is, isn't it?
I don't know. I
What
don't know what you're doing.
No, it's top belts ingots, isn't it? Bollocks. That's all right. Doesn't matter. It's fine. It's good. It's all right. I'll work it out.
Are you over
My
by
brain.
the new road?
I'm over by the old, well, where they end up going. You know what?
By
I'm
the
just gonna
old oak tree.
I'm just going to cut them off. They're moving so slowly. I'm just going to cut them off and then run down here and try and plumb them back in again quickly. just panic slightly. I'll do them one by one. I'll do them one by one. So the bottom one is that one. That is the coal conveyor. Does it get
Ooh.
split anywhere along this road? The answer is no, it does not.
Off to
Brilliant.
get some more stuff.
So F that. Check I don't even box on the floor somewhere, which I haven't done, which is lovely. Grab that, bring it to there. Gonna be ugly later, but it's fine for now.
Right, the trains are all back on track and on their way.
Nice.
Nice.
Glorious. So that's the coal line. They need to go along here. I've got until the coal line clears itself. So let me run over here and see how it's doing. There is power here. Oh, fucking hell, it's already clear nearly. So it is up to there. So wait for it to finish. And then we will dismantle that one belt like that. That will be the bottom one. Will it reach? One too long. Okay, we'll put one in there then. Can you complete the bottom one for me? That'd be fantastic if you could. Only because that's the one I'm disconnected first. Thank you very much indeed. Bingo. Right, let me go back to the other side, and then I will do the next one. I think this will be the sulfur next. Looks very sulfury. Bag space for this? Yeah. Cool. So, get rid of that belt. That, and fly back again.
Okay, I don't know where you want this to go now, so
It's alright.
leave
I've
that
got
for a minute. I want to
you
get
should
some
see
power
sulfur in the
into
middle of that.
here.
What for the miner?
Yeah.
I only put the mine there as a space saver. Are you? It's
Hey,
silly.
Yeah, we can't fly around here, or I couldn't fly around here, but it seems to be working now.
We just
I'm just sitting here playing around with changing some sound effects. Thanks.
sorry.
Nice, Ollie. I like you.
You are a
Fine.
funny guy, Silly. How you doing, mate? How was your weekend?
So I've just moved some ones that were uncategorized into categories. We had so many of them.
Wow. Okay. We had all of them.
So we now have all the Batman ones in a category.
Oh, nice.
Oh. That's a bit snazzy.
Great Scott! It's been almost an hour.
Apparently
what
so.
the devil are they doing?
This conveyor belt with
It's been almost 2
ingots on it
It's, you're
hasn't
right.
moved. It genuinely hasn't moved.
Well, the
Oh, that's
ingot
it's
ones.
motors, I think.
I think they're all the
ingots are on.
Batman ones just called start with bat. That's the trigger.
Yes, that's because I made them, and my nomenclature is to start everything with the same thing so that you know what they are.
But
Yeah,
disgustingly not.
That's why I've started putting categories in.
Yeah.
I mean, it does make some level of sense.
Then again, I think one of them's got 2 triggers because I think there's also got exclamation mark hour. It's the second one.
Because I started making websites in the early days of website design, where
Yes.
you just put all of your images into a folder called image.
Yes, very much so. Oh god, yeah, it was a nightmare.
I mean, all these files are in a folder called SFX on the server.
Ingots does not get split. Does not get split. It does not get split. Yes. Autosave in
Which
7.
means that on the new sound effect page, you can just select category Batman and it will show the Batman
Autosave.
ones. They need
Nice.
descriptions put in, but we need descriptions for most of our sound effects.
Only 200 sound effects from the Doctor Who scenarios that need some description.
hmm
Unless they've been done already, of course.
No, there's only been a few.
Oh, yeah, that goes into that one. Right, so they've all been replaced. So Mr. S.
Yes.
That was perfect. Yeah, you're running across. Okay, so those belts that go across the way,
Yeah.
the empty one, the ingot ones, and the sulfur ones can all get removed.
And
They
there's
can
a
all
lovely
go in there.
category called. There's also the
I don't know
Vime.
where you are.
There's also a category called Vimeless.
That's worrying.
There is. You know what? I actually can't see.
Well, where are you at the moment? I can see where you are. If you're at the end where you were building stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
It's been almost an hour.
Start from that
What
end
the
and
devil
work
are
back
they
towards
doing?
me then.
Ah, but the thing is, I don't
Yeah.
know where you. Oh, this way.
Which are all the
So
all
it-
the
If I
sound
fly
effects
towards
from
you, where
Is
are
it
you?
Vimeless's old bots.
Right, okay, hello, there you are.
Hello.
Right.
Right.
So, if you look at where this stuff is,
Yeah.
Vimeless won't show up in any of the commands
you see there is an empty conveyor,
or on the sound effect website.
Yes.
yes, an ingot conveyor, and a sulfur conveyor,
Yeah.
and they've all been cut off.
And they can go
Another
now.
short one. Wow.
They can go all the way back. I'm going to start the other end, you start this end,
All right. Sulfur
and
first
we'll
then.
delete them.
Actually,
Any of them, yeah.
do them all at the same time.
Yeah. Just don't delete the other coal one, that's all.
All the water. Or
Whatever
whatever
else
it
is
is.
there, yeah. Liquid explosions. Right, let's just do...
Right.
Yes.
Moorcorp Alpha has been done. We now have an extraction section set up. So
But Moorcorp Alpha is
You are.
quite far away from
Where are you going to be?
where we want to be, right?
Backspace.
well, I didn't know where you want to offload, and this comes down to where do you want to build?
The bathroom.
In the oil field.
Wait, we've got a bathroom in the oil field.
Brilliant.
Yes, already.
Whatever he said.
Right. Well, at the very least,
So
I have
Yeah.
a pipeline now that will run from crude couplings through to Moorcorp Alpha.
What down?
yeah, it'll be
Yeah, it's
probably
all right.
the northwest stations. It's the nearest one that you've got.
You're doing all of them now. Are you going through all the... Yes. You've got to have a bit of that. Exactly right. This is much tidier, Mr. S, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Get rid of the pillars and we're job done. And now we can... Well, we might. I assume we might use this area. I don't know if we probably will use this area.
Northwest Lakes or
Uh-huh.
Northwest.
Where the oilers?
The number of the beast. Or it
The
is the
northwest is what it's called.
Northwest
When-
north. Okay.
human. There it is. Number is
Well, northwest,
666.
northbound, northwest, southbound.
Okay, up there. That's where you want. Okay, right, fine.
Well, that oil just south of that is where we're going to be building.
Okay, right, no, fine. Okay, I am going to be building another station.
Oh,
Hello, on my way.
box in the air. Let me grab the boxes in the air.
Which you can name,
Ah.
I don't know, another oily.
Yes, you're making
an oil
oily
pump.
places now.
Well, we've got crude couplings. We need another oil-based.
Oh, Mr. S is full of.
name.
Pump it up.
Uh,
I'm gonna get more electric callboy references into the
I'm
email
sure.
stuff.
There should be a greasy reference in there somewhere. Yes. Right. So, Mr. Urs. Mr. Urs, we require the first. Well, should we put the coal is further away? It's the way.
Right.
If I bring up the image on the screen again for myself, the coal is further away, so it's towards the ARI stuff. So it makes sense to keep the steel pipe stuff a bit closer to there.
Right.
And in the space we've got on this side, where we've got most of the iron ore, and we're going to bring the copper to as well, we need, for the copper side of it, the copper plus 300 belt of iron ore to make enough wire, which is going to be 12 foundries and 80 constructors. So foundries aren't that bad size, but 80 constructors are going to be... They're not...
That's big. We need a big... Have we got enough
Well-
space here to
Yeah,
do
well,
it
the thing
if we build up? Because we've got to account for the iron
Where are you?
nodes.
So- Well, if you look at the blueprints, look at the production one, and look at, say, a constructor 12, for example,
Yeah,
you can't see what's on my screen, I don't think. for
I
that.
can.
Oh, you can. The constructor 12 is 3x4.
Right.
So that should give us, and how many
do we need?
That will give you 4 rows, and we need 80. Would you believe?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bit...
So-
big. We need to go up in the air,
So
I think.
it's 4 wide. Well,
Yeah.
that will be stacked.
Yeah,
It'll be
sure.
4
sure.
wide, and how many deep? If that's 3 deep, and you want 20 deep for each one. 3's and 27, isn't it? So it'll be a bit less than 7. 7 by 3, so it's going to be 20 by 4, approximately.
20 by 4.
Which sounds like a lot long. Is long,
But
it
yeah,
isn't
but it's
that
not very
bad.
wide, is it?
No, it's only 4 wide, and then you can put Then you can put either the foundries underneath it or on top. So we could do it at road level if you want, at the same level we've done the other ones.
Did someone play Chance Cube?
I think they did.
Well, here's the thing. You can either have... Did somebody actually... No, they just played the sound effect.
They just heard the sound effect. Yes, they didn't
They
pay
didn't
for
actually
anything. You're good.
pay for
You're
anything.
good. No, they did not pay. We could. Sorry, I like the sound effect. It's good. We could build the foundries below the level of the miners, and that gives a floor level at the miner level, which you can then make the other stuff. So, for
So
example,
foundry's down here in this sort of little
in the culvert,
soup bowl.
yeah,
Yeah.
the soup bowl thing. And above it, we could put the because they're only going to feed this. So above that, would be. So the question is, how deep can we go? How deep can we go? Can we go? How deep can we go? Sorry. So I'm just going to build a random
Yeah, you've got
space.
to be careful at that point, because the next lyric would be something like, I really need your deepness, and that's not really appropriate for
I
Twitch.
really need your.
Okay, what about-
blowing bubbles?
What about this for a railway station name?
Go on.
Freight of your life.
Ooh. 15, 16, 18, 19. A what? That's 20.
Wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah. Greasy nipple, always good. Because you've got a
Yep.
greasy nipple on your
Yep.
train there, haven't you? Good evening, CJ. Welcome.
Train or shine?
Oh, train or shine is genius. Though most people would not get that.
Wouldn't
There'd
they?
be a certain-
Is that a thing that only us old people know about?
I genuinely don't think of all things that have been redone. I think that's one of the things that has not been redone yet. Nobody's gone back and redone 5 Star and remade it.
Rain or shine, it's you and me.
Oh God. Yes,
Oh,
no, it
God,
is.
I had the
Beautiful.
album. I had the album.
It's amazing.
I got that and Brothers in Arms on the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, I didn't have the album, but I did when I was in school. At sewing class, they asked us to make stuff. They're making a little pouch to put cassettes in, and they said decorate it. So I put a big 5 Star on the front of it. Because
if you weren't there, you don't know. It's just,
I was young. I was young.
I can imagine
dude.
everybody sat in chat right now going, "What's a 5 Star? Isn't that a restaurant?
Isn't that posh petrol?" Gerbil will know. Gerbil's old enough.
Yes, unfortunately I am. Yeah.
Which is why he's keeping quiet.
That's why
He
he's
won't
keeping
admit
quiet,
to it.
yeah.
We're admitting to things he won't admit to.
Well, we had some new starters at work today, and I casually mentioned Baron Knight.
Right.
That sounds like something pretty bad.
And did they say, isn't that Sonic's arch nemesis?
So
Nice.
we were having a discussion about using phrases and I went, oh, that sounds like something that's just come out of one of the Baron Knight songs, and the girl who was old enough to realise what I just said cracked up, and the young guy sat there was going, pardon, and I went, they were a group, and
They were a group, that is true.
they were a group, yes. They had some very interesting songs. Most of the lyrics you probably can't repeat on any form of open media nowadays.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. What you can't say, what you can't.
To be
Well,
fair,
I think the classic
that's the
one.
same as Snoop Dogg now. And even saying Snoop Dogg is showing me age.
That's true. Well, yeah, that's true.
Oh no! I mean, if I'm going to have to quote something from Baron Knight, I would say, "There's a dentist in Birmingham."
Oh God. That almost went Boney M. That was almost Boney M.
Primus.
We sat down.
Have you heard of the group Baron Knights?
Weirdly enough, I haven't. I know it sounds very strange.
Have you not?
Okay.
They used to be on. I can't.
Well.
Was it Generation Game or something?
Yeah, it was.
Baron Knights.
I think it
Oh,
was.
sorry,
Yeah.
I turned around. What do I remember Baron Knights? As the band or group? No, she's shaking her head. She doesn't know either.
Right,
That's good.
okay.
I'm not alone.
Do you
I'm
say-
fine.
You see,
you say-
here's the thing. Gerbil and I seem to know a lot of comedy from the 60s, 70s, 80s. Where
We're not far off, but yes.
I know you're not far off, but there's stuff like Goon Show references that I know
Yes.
Gerbil will get that I know nobody else in this chat will. And
Yeah.
Baron Knights
Wrong button.
kind of fits in one of them. It's like, I suppose it's like one of those bands that were on Morecambe and Wise that if you've never seen the show, you go, who the hell are these people? And yet they were really popular at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just run into a problem.
You've
I've
made
been
the thing
scaling
too.
things
Yeah, you've made the thing too
low.
small.
So you see the thing. If I put a foundry in there, it says test foundry.
Train of thought.
Train of thought's a good one. Yeah, exactly. Now,
Slocomotive.
it's like, hey, you better be writing these down. These are
I'm
excellent.
not
This is
writing
gold.
these down at all. But
You were going to be
it
looking
is-
at your Twitch stream later.
Yeah.
Listen back across
It
the
is
whole
2 hours
hour.
41 into it. We've got some of these things.
Right. So I'm going to bring up the thing again, and we're going to need
I've
12
forgotten
foundries
already.
under the floor. Slocomotive, I quite like that. Now,
That'd
Mr.
be a
Ash, you
good
can see
one for the
problem I've
top
got
of a hill. Yeah, it's going through the top.
Yeah,
So-
let's do the slow commotion.
Oh,
Yes.
God. With me. Come on, swing your hips now. I wonder actually if you can take it down half half a thing, and that would probably
Tremendous.
fix it. Tremendous.
Tremendous.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! Really?
Somebody said puns, and it's starting to kick in.
Is that going to be the end of the line?
That's
There
good.
is no end
Well
of the
done.
line anymore because it's a loop.
It's a
There
loop.
you
Oh
go.
god, there's a pun in that as well.
Yeah, everything has to be looped round because you can't turn a train around. But
So I'm just going to quickly.
But no, there's well until Gerbil disconnected crude couplings, there was a full loop round that you could do of the entire world.
Will it fit?
Do you? Will it
Oh,
fit? Oh,
dude.
yes, it does.
It'll smoke through the floor, but in this case, I'm
It
not
is fine.
as
It's
bothered.
all right. Yeah.
So if I place 2, oh god, it ins and outs, isn't it? It's 2 lots in, so they put the output on the inside.
We need power in
Output.
here.
We will, yes, you're absolutely right. This is just
How far are we going with this? Because that's not gonna.
we're only going to go. We only need 12 of these.
So 6
So
on 6
yeah.
for 6.
So you see what the problem's. I know what the problem's going to be, and you're right. I'm just trying to work it out now.
right, I'm gonna jump off the game and disappear for a few minutes.
Okay.
See you
Back.
shortly. Well, we're not much longer anyway, so that's all right. Put that one in there. I think we should get the ins and outs because you're right. By being slightly lower, it has limited what we can actually do.
Sidetracked.
Oh, I like that. That's good. Oh, autosave. That's also
Autosave.
good.
Ah, right, okay.
Oops.
The only thing is,
Yeah.
if there is no context as to why the station is called what the station is called,
Yes.
we'll have no idea where it is.
I'm just throwing ideas out. That's the context is for somebody else to consider.
Yes. Now, okay. So here's the test, Mr. S. We've done that. I'm going to try.
In that case, it'll be greasy nipple.
Grease nipple's fine then.
Oh, we
I'm
have
all right
to
with
have
that.
a greasy
3,
nipple.
4, please fit, please fit, please fit. Oh, you know what? I've only got to make it fit. Import's
Nice.
going to be interesting. The inputs are going to be multi-layered. This is going to be interesting. That's as far as it needs to go
Is that it?
for the 12 foundries. Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Have I
That's
got-
8.
I should. Oh, have I got 10? No, I've got enough for 10. Bugger. Oh no, one more is too much. Because the floor change. Oh, razzle, frazzle, dazzle. The only other option is to raise the roof slightly.
I've done that wrong. I've done those last 2 wrong.
Yeah. Well, before we do any more, this bit can actually fit underneath the road above it, whereas the bit above can't. Do you know what I mean? I mean-
No.
So, if you think about where the foundries are and the height they're at, they're only this height is because the road above I put at a specific level. Yes,
Yeah.
I haven't got enough space on the end where you are right now to put a.
That is so annoying.
It is. Although, actually, no. Put it on your side. Can you get 3 more? in there?
3 more? No, probably not. 1, 2,
Oh, I need 12. I need one more. One more.
5,
Get one more in.
6. We might be able to get 1 more in.
Go on, try it. The wrong way around, but I won't mention that.
Which one is that? Oh, bollocks, I've done it again.
That's fine. That's all that matters. So yes, we can get.
We can get it in.
So we go 7 down one side, 5 down the other, so it'll fit. Perfect. Perfect.
There we go.
So I should be able to do.
I
Yeah, that'll
have
work.
noticed they are. Yes, you're right. They're the wrong way round.
But it was a sketch anyway, so that's fine. So we can work this out. We can get 12 underneath here, yeah?
Right, back.
Welcome back. Now,
Right.
the question
I have
is,
put in an additional loop, so, or rather, not additional loop, but an additional connection. So now you can actually connect and go all the way around if you wanted to.
Nice.
Nice.
That's very cool.
That's okay. I
shit.
heard Arasok's concerns and I agreed with them, and we actioned them.
I I
I'm
understand.
about to do something I'm going to regret. I can tell right now. Because we don't have the unbuild button. Fuck it. Now, I think I got this in the right direction. How tall is this? This is big.
You,
Could have gone one
That's
level
what
higher,
my
actually.
ex-girlfriend said.
Right. Input
oh
is...
god, you're there. I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a bit tight, isn't it?
It's
Well,
no, it's fine, but it's yes.
no, it is
but
tight
it's
because
fine.
I've just realised the inputs and outputs are going to be a nightmare.
They are going to be a nightmare anyway.
Well, no, if it was one further across, it'd be a bit easier.
Okay.
But that's an Oh, on a second. I got them around the wrong way anyhow, because we want the inputs the other side, don't we? Not this side.
Okay. I can never remember which way around the inputs are anyway.
No, I can't either. That's what I'm trying to think. I think... let me just check the actual machine. I think these are set to go... The inputs to go from the outside into the middle. Ah! But they're actually... I say that out loud. But of course, only one machine does that, because they're actually facing on the same direction.
Yes.
But I think it's... any entrance that's got triple lines on it is an in.
Yes.
Any lines with the single line is an out.
Yes.
I think that's right.
That makes some sense.
Which implies that it's all heading... I've set it up, this building thing I put in, heading towards the little roadway, which is a problem for us. In fact, the arms of the machines are going to break through the glass walls when we build them.
So they need to be the other way around.
A, it needs to be the other way
At
around, because all
least.
the resources that are on the other side.
Yeah.
And let me just count the floor again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm actually going to suggest that we're going to need to, and it won't be a problem, so we're going to go 2 further along, and so that concrete road, angled road we've got, we might have to move. Which is just brilliant. Because we're going to need a one wide space at either end of this,
Oh, right. Okay.
because otherwise we can't get all the ins and outs sorted. So actually, it's going to have to go to there. So we're at this point now, we can choose to move it. We don't have to build this now, because I'm going to have to delete what's there anyway. I'm happy to build it. I'm happy to move that road. But if you'd like me to, or like us to, we can change the direction of travel, if you wish. You can now see how tall it's going to be. I quite like the fact it's embedded in the floor, but...
I mean, I quite like it as it is, but then if we're going to have a problem...
It just means I need to turn all the machines around and move it in one
Yeah.
whole base.
Yeah.
Which is not a problem, because we're going to end up that the structure that's there, where the thing's actually going to come down eventually.
So the bit underneath is fine, isn't it? Apart from the fact that
Yeah,
they're the wrong way around.
And we're going to get smoked
Or are
through
they
the floor.
the
We won't ever
wrong
see
way
that.
around? Hang on, shouldn't we...
Yeah, they are. I'm just going to double check the calculation. Bear with me a second. They're going to output... oh, they're going to be interesting, actually. They're going to output 1200. So we're going to have 2 belts coming out of the foundries. That's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, the direction of travel for the... what I've done is, that's the way I've set it up. Yeah, it's the other way around, so that the input is easy. The bit in the middle is easier to belt.
Yeah.
The outside's going to be more of a pain anyway. So if we have to make the building wider, we make it wider. Which is why I haven't tinkered with the floor just yet.
Whoop,
We should have
game
made
crashed.
it taller as well.
Oh, lost mobile.
That's
Yep.
mobile.
I'm coming back in again so I can
What?
get myself sorted.
Okay, no worries.
Because,
Well, I only put that
we
high
haven't-
because...
have we got much longer to go?
No, not at all.
No, actually,
Right, in that
we're
case,
10
I'm going to
10
get
minutes or
myself
so.
somewhere. I'm going to get myself somewhere safe then.
So, Mr. Ash, I think Willow's agreeing with you. Should we take down? Let's take down these. This thing I built first. these machines I built. Let's get rid of this because we don't need
Yes.
them now. We know approximately where they're going to go, so let's just delete some of it.
What I'm
not everything
going
around
to
it.
do, because we're going to need to, is to run some power along that floor because I keep falling down.
That's a good idea. I think the floor's going to... Well, before we do that, the question was going to be, actually, is the floor too low? You mentioned it a second ago. I've thought about it, and Willow mentioned it as well, because she's looking over my shoulder right now.
Yeah, I think. Well,
I know.
I kind of want to make it work, you know.
I kind of want to make it work as well.
But
So we
we're
need to
going to
find-
have to run stuff from above this as opposed to underneath it.
No, it should go in the sides of it. It should go in one end, and there shouldn't be anything. Shouldn't be anything that requires us to do that. I hope.
Okay.
I say that out loud.
You have an idea. You see, I haven't gotten any ideas.
Well, no, because the way this blueprint works is directional.
No, I was thinking about the stuff underneath.
Oh, the foundries.
Yeah.
It all goes towards the new stuff. Or Ari's end.
My what?
His end. Your end. I blame your end for this. It's just all this stuff. Hate the way it doesn't do the vertical conveyors probably always does my head in there. Hey, finally we're looking at... No, stop it. Really careful around here not to delete everything we've already built. It's getting busy, isn't it?
It is a bit. But it was always going to. You've got a lot of factory to build.
Oh yeah. What have I just flown into? Oh yeah, that needs to go as well. Okay, that's fine. Get rid of the stuff on the top. I look down upon it.
Fix it, tip number 23. So would you like to go outside sometime?
No. Never. A foolish thing to suggest.
It is somewhat.
There's hay fever outside.
Oh, that's been awkward.
It's been all over the place this week.
It has.
I mean,
I
the
don't
rain's good.
normally get bad at this time of year. I usually get it very early on.
Yeah.
This year it has been all over the place, and it's been on and off and back on again.
Okay. So. We are a floor and a half different to the road, but we're only... Yeah, it'll be alright. It'll be fine. The fun part's going to be belting this lot, but I'll work that out. We can get that sorted. So I'll clear that area off the top.
Right. Game just crashed again, and this time I am somewhere safe, so I will
Yeah, well done.
stay out of the game.
We're going to leave the floor where it is then. So we're going to try and do it with the floor where it is. This time I'll put the blueprint in, but the other way round. The inputs are the other end. Are we going to go higher? I don't think we are going to go higher. Are we just going to keep it at the same height?
I
and
think
try
we're
it?
going to keep it at the same height.
We're going to try and get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know that we will, but we're going to try.
I mean, if we did do it one higher... Hold on a second, let me just do the blueprint now again. Where would it end up? The floor would be the same height as that. If we went one full one higher, the floor for the top set of machines would be the same level as the main supply road at the back. Not the orange one, the one with all the things hanging down underneath it. Oh, difficult. I like the idea of keeping it compact and down the dirty bit. It'll get some atmosphere. It'll smoke. It'll be smoky, but it'll get atmosphere.
Where the hell's that going? Oh, I see.
Where have you gone?
I'm,
I can see there's got a
I'm
random
putting
bit
power
of
in. There's. I'm trying to
I
take
got rid
out some power poles that we don't need anymore.
There we are. Well, don't forget that road's going to move. So don't use that. Sorry, the concrete road coming down across this area is going to
Yeah,
move.
I'm not using that.
Yeah, so in fact, one of the things I can do now before we finish tonight is to move or manhoover that slightly more.
I can get rid of that. I can get rid of this, and so that's tied this bit into
I
the
will do that
factory
now.
a bit more. So that's done then. Got power.
It's alright, is it? It's
We
alright.
can fly.
Careful.
We can fly. We can fly. We can fly. Down the train.
You're down the train.
Yeah.
Why can't
Isn't that
I-
French? Dans le train.
Dans le train. Yeah.
Oh, there's bloody power in the way.
Dans
Fuck.
le jardin.
There you go. This is an educational stream. We teach people
Yeah.
things as well.
Yes.
Yes.
In next week's French class, we will be going over the differences between over and under and in. We will be over creating,
Yes.
underachieving, and in
Achieving?
trouble. Achieving, yeah.
Today I will be achieving not a lot. Right, so that's coming out that way. Fun things are happening there. Oh,
Bad
there's so much
conductors.
carnage. There's carnage going on here. I think we'll build the next section in the factory parts in next week. Aha, says Dave. Yes, indeed, Dave. Good evening, by the way. Hello again, by the way. You were here earlier. You're here again. I like it.
Yes, we applaud you.
I would, but I left my hands at home. My hands are occupied. They're busy mousing things. You lurkhead. Ah, we appreciate the lurkhead. Lurkhead is good. All lurking and non-lurking is always appreciated. There is an autosave for you, sir. Excuse me while I yawn at people. It's that time of night, isn't it?
It is that time of night. I've got to get to bed early this week
Ooh.
because on Thursday morning I've got a funeral on Thursday.
Oh, okay. A long way to
But
drive.
on Thursday, yeah, we've got to going down to Weymouth from here, and
Yep.
we've got to be up. The funeral's at 10, so we've got to allow about 3 hours to do it. It won't take 3 hours, but with a bit of a stop and everything, you know.
Yeah, give yourselves a rest.
So we're
New car.
having to leave at 7:00, and get up about an hour earlier than that. So it's going to be a very long day on Thursday.
I hope it goes well.
Thank you.
I know what it is, but I hope it goes well anyway.
It's also Thursday is also the anniversary of my dad's death as well, so it's going to be a pretty difficult day.
Yeah, okay. Exactly, Dave. Yeah, condolences, Mr. S.
Thank you.
Absolutely right.
That's very kind of you.
The whole fam.
Hmm.
But let's not finish on that note because we're back tomorrow.
We are
you
back
finished
tomorrow.
doing what you're doing?
I haven't done anything for a bit. I've been putting power in, and it's power's done. So
Right, I'm gonna land on this orange bridge of yours. Here we go.
I like my orange bridge. It was nice.
Says. Lovely. So, tomorrow, we're back.
Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow and tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing. That's why I sort of paused. But basically, we're making singularities. But
Yeah.
No, I'm making some more reactors,
yeah.
Oh, we're working 3 reactors, aren't we?
Oh yes,
Or
we're
you
doing
are,
that.
rather.
Yeah, that's right.
and it's easier for me to make 3 reactors than it is to explain what I'm doing.
So we'll find something else, some other thing in
We
our
will
to
find
fix.
something to do. Yes, the next thing along
We
to
will
fix. Probably
yes.
emerald. It won't be emerald.
It won't be.
It won't be
Fixed
emerald because
emerald.
does.
They're
Yeah,
fixed.
We fixed emerald now.
Yes.
We will-
But that'll
we
be
will figure
tomorrow at
something
7
out.
o'clock.
yeah. Until then, thanks ever so much for watching. We'll
Thank
be
you
back
all.
then.
Thank you for
good.
chatting, everybody.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming
for your
along.
help.
It's been quite a good evening actually, apart from the crashes. But then
I'll work it out. I now need to work out why my graphics card doesn't get used by this game,
yes,
but does.
yes,
Yeah, similar sort of issue with Minecraft as well.
we have. It's very
yeah.
strange. We may stick
I made a
around in
mistake. I
chat
updated
for
my- I
10
updated my
minutes or
drivers.
something and
Yes,
see what happens when we all leave the game or something like that. But until
exactly, Dave.
tomorrow, have a lovely lovely evening. And do try and do something that you enjoy before you go to bed. Not that, you dirty, dirty man. Goodbye. Good luck. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.